Yes, but he's going to show you what we want. Mike's locked. Max high.
Thank you. That's right. That's right. I know where to get it. Right here on my
Hey,
left.
James.
Hey, babe.
Where's your comic relief? Yeah, a comic relief. I need that too.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
We are live here at Farragut High School just in time for the national anthem here on FM 92.7. We'll go down to the field here and listen to the Farragut High Marching Band with the national anthem. It's our national anthem here from Farragut High School here on FM 92.7, FM 94.7, prepradio.com, and we're streaming the game live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Alex Myers will be joining us here momentarily. Mike Sheehan is next to me here. We've had the national anthem by the Farragut Band. Always a pleasure to listen to them play. But more pleasurable is this football game that's going to get underway here in about 10 minutes. Mike, you and I have seen a lot of these Oak Ridge Farragut ball games. Farragut and has really kind of had our number in the last, since about 2005 when Spencer Goldmeyer and that company, that group was playing. They've kind of had our number, and it's time to get back on the winning side of things. We've lost 3 consecutive games to them.
I know it's been a tough road to hoe, and it's really hard on me because this is a big rivalry for the Wildcats and always has been. It's a wonderful trip over here, not that hard to get here except for traffic, but otherwise it's nice. It's a light rain right now, but it's getting ready to stop. The weatherman says it's going to be cleared out by game time at 7 o'clock, and I sure hope he's right.
I see the Farragut Admirals are making their way through their home side stands. The Wildcats are peering out of the locker room across the way. The captains are about to stroll out. The Wildcats will be wearing their all-white jerseys with their gray pants. The Admirals wearing their traditional blue pants, blue jerseys with silver numerals. The Dallas Cowboys star on their helmet. Farragut doesn't change much in their looks.
No, they have not. And our laundry's been busy lately because this is the 5th week in a row that we've been on the road and have to wear a white jersey. So, they've had to launder their jerseys. They look great tonight. Hopefully we'll come out and play strong, David.
Mike, what's your expectations for this ball game?
It's always a tough battle with Farragut. Their schedule has been unbelievable. I thought we had a bad schedule until I started looking at theirs. They've had a rough gauntlet to run to get to where they are, and their one-loss record is not all that good. But I looked at those scores, David. They're in every game they play, and I look for it to be a good, hotly contested contest tonight here in Farragut.
We're going to take a break here. We'll come back. We'll have the toss of the coin and the captains. We're just minutes away from Oak Ridge and Farragut. The 49th meeting between the two schools since 1977, and we'll be back to Farragut High School following this 3-minute timeout.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
That's okay.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
What's that? That's. That's okay. No problem. Welcome back here once again to Farragut High School, the toss of the coin. And before we get underway, what a beautiful rainbow off to our left there towards Maryville, out in the sky. I don't know if we can see that on the camera too well, but a beautiful rainbow to our left here.
Yeah, it's nice. It's been kind of a gloomy, overcast last couple of days, and it's been raining here the last several hours. And then all of a sudden, just before kickoff, it's almost like the heavens open up, and it's like a little touch, a little smile from above. On one of the best sportsman's ever created. So, yeah, it actually looks like a double rainbow.
Why don't you run down the starting lineups for the ball game?
All right, for Oak Ridge, we'll start on the defensive side as we do every week. Defensive end, Elijah Bradley. He's a senior. Next up, the interior defensive lineman, Tim Walters and Hayden Malcody. An outside linebacker, Vashawn Knowles, and that inside linebacker, senior Bryce Dorsey. Knowles a senior as well, and Brantley Taylor a sophomore. At the jag position will be number 56, junior TJ Hibben. In the defensive backfield, the two corners, Valen Henderson a freshman, and sophomore Jarrell Jemerson. And again, Izzy Mitchell out once again, a little bit banged up this week. The two safeties are Price Davis and Dallas Frent. As we go left to right up front on the offensive line, left tackle Elijah Bradley, left guard Jared Bafford, center Malachi Bonner, right guard Kanan Hickson, and right tackle big Ethan Eubanks. At quarterback, Blaine Stansberry. Tailback, DeJavis Dozier. Wide receiver, Brandon Hayward. Nice to have him back, David Clary, this week after missing last week with an injury. And the other three wideouts, Will Presley, Almani Rimbert, and Valen Henderson. Nice to have Hayward back. Rimbert coming off of one of his more impressive games of the season.
Most definitely. The Wildcats still without Izzy Mitchell, and JT Gormley not with us today. Hopefully they'll be back next week against Bearden. The Wildcats will be receiving the kick, and we're about to get set. The Admirals kicking from left to right. The Wildcats with DeJavis back at the 5-yard line, and we're about to kick this one off from Farragut High School. He makes his approach, and here's his kick. It's a high end-over-end kick. It's returnable. DeJavis backs up to the 1, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20-yard line and beyond, to the 25, up to the 26. Fine return by Oak Ridge, and the Wildcats will take over. First down and 10 yards to go.
Yeah, interesting there. I thought if any part of your body touched the end zone, it was an automatic touchback, but I guess clearly, David, it's the ball, as DeJavis's foot was in the end zone, but the ball never crossed that plane. So it works out. It's beneficial as Oak Ridge will take over at their own 26-yard line.
The Wildcats with two receivers split to the left. The Wildcat quarterback, as Alex mentioned, is Blaine Stansberry. Dozier in the backfield, in motion comes Hayward. He's going to pass on first down. Goes deep, man is there, pass is there. Pass is going to be batted away at the last moment. Really good defense. Good coverage by the Farragut Admirals. I mean, step for step with Almonte Rimbert. And, you know, it was going to be, I thought, a 50-50 ball, but he just knocked it down.
Yeah, broken up by a guy we've talked about in pregame, a senior tonight here on senior night, Landis Davila, and he is one of the players. I was talking to one of the coaches on Oak Ridge's staff before the game on who to look out for, and Landis was one of the ones. He said he's got a lot of speed.
Once again, two receivers to the right, two to the left. In motion comes Hayward once again towards the short side of the field. Play clock. I didn't see any movement.
Play clock was at 7 when they blew the whistle.
It's going to be a dead ball foul, illegal procedure against the Wildcats. So not a great start. One thing that Coach Ring told me in the pregame show, we cannot make mistakes like that, muff punts, fumble, and we've got to just make plays here. And the Wildcats already a little bit behind the sticks here. Second down, 15 yards to go. Play is the same. It's going to be Jarvis Dozier looking to get outside. He slipped as he made his first cut, and that might be the first sign that the field is wet. You were down on the field earlier. How wet is it?
It's pretty wet. Now, it's artificial turf, so there's no mud down there. There's no really divots. However, it is a slick sort of indoor-outdoor carpet. It's a shorter turf than you would see at Blankenship, so I do expect that it will be a little bit of an issue, at least early on.
Third down, 14 yards to go. Blaine looking at a screen pass. He fires it out to Jarvis at the 25 to the 30 to the 35. A 10-back of Oak Ridge first down right in front of the Farragut sidelines, and it's going to be first down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats. Little screen pass. Jarvis had to go really low to pick it up. It'll be a first down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, nice adjustment by him and really nice patience shown by Blaine Stansbury that time. He wanted to get it out there quicker, but it hadn't developed, and he kept pump faking, trotting backwards, rolling back, and buying himself some extra time. Great play call, too. They knew Farragut was going to be rushing in there. Nice play.
From the 44-yard line, the Wildcats first down, 10 yards to go. Blaine's going to pass again. Fires the pass out here to Hayward. He can't catch it. Started running with it before he actually grabbed it. There was a blue shirt right around him. It'll be incomplete. So on first down, the Wildcats have thrown two incompletions. It'll be second down, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, it was Landis Davila again in pursuit. I don't know if you heard footsteps or, sometimes as a player, if you take a week or two off, Hayward was out last week. Maybe sometimes, you're a little bit rusty, but he'll shake that one off. He'll be back.
10:48 to play. Blaine's going to roll to his right this time. He's going to throw on the run. The pass is going to be caught at the 50-yard line. Moving the ball across the midfield stripe, I believe, is Will Presley up to the Farragut 48-yard line, and beyond that to the 47. It'll be third down and a yard to go.
And I love that play because now you're in two-down territory. You got a great running back. You can bring your power set in. They're going to stay with the same set, but you really got the whole playbook in front of you on this third down.
Third down, as I mentioned, 1 yard to go. The ball in Admiral territory. Scoreless game just underway. Looking at a blitz. Here comes the handoff to Jarvis. He's got a first down. He has the ball to the Farragut 40 and beyond to the 39-yard line. Another 10-bank of Oak Ridge first down. The Wildcats on the move here. They have taken the opening kickoff and now in Farragut territory.
And something's really very apparent early on, and it doesn't take long to notice. This Farragut defensive line, the front seven, their linebackers as well, this is a different-looking team than we've seen. DeJavis has had huge gaping holes to run through at times this year. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case tonight.
Here comes the handoff to Brandon Hayward. Brandon runs over a man. There's a flag thrown in from the referee. We're probably going to have a hold on the right side of the line. We've already had two flags against the Wildcats. It is holding against Oak Ridge. When we were at Carnes and when we were at Central, I thought those games were well officiated. Hopefully this is just not a sign of things to come later on. And I'm not saying he wasn't holding there, but it kind of negated a nice play by the Wildcats.
It's certainly, I feel like we've had, and we're not always the quickest to compliment, but, it has been, we haven't had a lot of complaints the last couple of weeks, really ever since that McMinn County game, and let's hope we've got another one like that tonight.
Wildcats, the ball is marched back to the 49-yard line on the penalty. It'll be for the Wildcats. Second down, 20 yards to go. They're moving right to left. Scoreless game, first quarter. Blaine's going to throw across the way. Nice catch. catch is made by Oak Ridge's Brandon Haber, and he's got a first down the Oak Ridge sideline, and he did most of that on his own. The pass was perfect. He caught it. He stumbled a bit when he made the catch. There was all kinds of blue shirts, but he was able to pick up another 10-back first down.
And another receiver, Almani Rembert, sort of turned into a decoy/blocker downfield. And, you know, what separates good playmakers and wide receivers from really elite and special ones at the high school level, to me, David, is their ability to make defenders miss and the yards after the catch. Brandon has done a much better job this year. He's really improved in that area.
First down, 10 yards to go, the ball at the Farragut 20. Here comes Javis running the ball across the 10, runs over Admirals and to the 10-yard line. He's close to another first down. You're seeing the Oak Ridge line, and last year Oak Ridge line might have struggled a bit. I don't know. Coach Day has just done a wonderful job, a fantastic job with these guys. They have really developed into a good offensive unit.
And developed it is a good point, because this unit does not look like it looked in those summer scrimmages. They have they're young, so they've continued to develop. The players have, and Coach Day, not a guy who coached offensive line last year, so that, he's having to develop as a coach. Credit to all those guys.
Second down, 2 yards to go. Kenan Hickson is the only senior on that line. Here's the handoff to Javis. Javis has a first down, moves the ball across the 10, tripped up at the 7 or 8 yard line. It'll be first down, goal to go for the Wildcats.
Love what I saw right there. They've already run that little end around, if you will, from the slot wide receiver coming in motion and taking the handoff from the receiver left to right. That time they fake it. Nice fake by Blaine, and they just give it off the middle, just showing Farragut multiple looks.
From the 8 yard line, Javis 5, 4, 3, 2 to the 1 yard line. It'll be second down, goal to go at the 1. DeJavis Dozier off the left tackle, and the Wildcats are knocking on the door for the first score of the ball game.
That'll bring back some memories, watching a Coach Courtney team, seeing a player in Cardinal and Gray drag some Admirals several yards. We haven't seen that before, have we, David?
Yeah, I think number 1 back in the early to mid-2000s. Here's the handoff. DeJavis bounces off a man, but this time they had too much pressure. They came in strong, and they drop him for a loss.
And that's what it's going to take to stop DeJavis. It's going to take 4 or 5, multiple guys being at the point of attack and not letting him get ahead of steam. Farragut did a great job collapsing that left side of Oak Ridge's line that time. They were going to bring in a power formation. Big Tim Walters. Also, Oak Ridge is bringing in a couple extra guys.
Here comes the high snap. Javis has the handoff. Javis to the 1 yard line, to the end zone. No signal. Where is the signal? It is going to be fourth down. The Wildcats will have it at the 1 inch line. It'll be fourth down, goal to go from there.
Yeah, so they brought Walters in. They're also bringing in Jermichael Howard and Bashawn Knowles. They're going for it.
Here comes the handoff to Dozier. He is hit and goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge gets it across the goal line, and Oak Ridge takes a 6-0 lead with 7.5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
And a lot of running backs, they're stopped at the 1. One of the things, there's a lot to love about DeJavis Dozier. One of the things I love the most, David, and all year he's done it, when he gets hit, he never falls backwards. He always finds a way to fall forward. He got hit at the 1. He was falling down, but his momentum, that forward lean he possesses, those strong legs, he found a way to get across the goal line.
Eli Pearson in to attempt the extra point. The holder is Adam Washington. TJ Hibben to snap. There's movement by Farragut across the line, and they're going to be penalized 5 yards. The right side went across. The man came across the middle as well. It'll be Wildcats. Let's see if they'll even move where the ball is. They're pretty used to putting it at the 10-yard line. They're going to decline the penalty, and Eli is going to kick the ball one more time. So the Wildcats will go for the extra point. 7.5 minutes to play, first quarter. Good start for Oak Ridge. They marched the ball crisply down the field, some big plays in the passing game, and of course finished off by DeJavis. High snap, lots of pressure. Kick is on its way, it's up, and it is good. Came right over the top of the center, but it's good. 7-0 Oak Ridge. We're at Farragut High School on FM 92.7. We're streaming this game on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, and we'll be back to Farragut following this 60-second timeout.
Fans would like to thank our generous sponsors who support the Admirals through their invaluable donations. Carrick Insurance, First Baptist Church Concord, Chick-fil-A, Big Kahuna Wings, Park West Hospital, Graphic Creations, Graham & Cook Insurance, East Tennessee Spine and Sport, and Valley Plumbing. Please thank these sponsors for their support of Farragut football by using their services whenever possible. Kicking for the Wildcats, number 15, Eli Pearson. Deep to receive, Jordan Shepard and Landon Collins. Kick goes to the end zone. It's first and 10 Admirals from their own 20.
Eli Pearson's kick goes into the end zone. The Admirals will take over first down, 10 yards to go at the 20. A 73-yard drive for the Wildcats, and they take it in with DeJavis Dozier, and Oak Ridge leads at 7-0. Great start for Oak Ridge.
Yeah, couldn't have drawn that up. You got a good mix of run and pass. Your offensive line got some confidence. Obviously, DeJavis, not that he needed any, he got some confidence. And you got your quarterback and receivers some confidence early on.
Two receivers to the left. Man comes in motion. One lone receiver to the right. Wants to pass, fires a pass, complete. And they move the ball for a gain of about 5 up to the 25-yard line.
Tell you what, a little bubble screen to the left right there, and that's something you want to get that ball out there quick and fire it out if you're a passer. And to be honest with you, that was really slow developing. That's a dangerous play. If Oak Ridge gets a read on that and Farragut doesn't speed that up, they go back to that one too many times, and Oak Ridge will get that interception.
Second down, 5 yards to go for the Admirals. Ball's at their own 25-yard line. Single running back. He gets the handoff and moves the ball forward for a first down across the 30 to the 35, up to the 37. Flag goes down in the backfield. We might have a roughing the passer penalty. Nope, he's going to call holding against Farragut.
Yeah, Big Tim Waters was back there, and I thought, like you said, I thought it was maybe going to be against him. I didn't even see a blocker back there, so the call must have come in a little bit late. But hey, we'll take it. Late is better than never, certainly, if it's against the Admirals and you're a Wildcat fan.
Cam Duncan is the quarterback for the Farragut Admirals. The running back is Wyatt Drummy. And they'll have receivers as well, including Noah Gunter and Robbie Jacobs and Jordan Shepard. It'll be a penalty stepped off against them. It's now second down, 15 yards to go. So we've already seen 2 holding penalties here in the first quarter. Second and 15 for the Admirals. The ball at their own 15-yard line. Man comes in motion. He gets the pitch and cuts it inside. He's at the 20. Wildcats try to slow him down. He just barely shy of the first down. Nope, they're going to give him the first down. He actually was tackled, I thought, behind it, but they'll give him the 31-yard line. We've got to do something about that because that's a first down run, a gain of about 16.
Yeah, and that's Landis Davila. We talked about him in the pregame. He's lined up at wide out, but he's so dangerous. He's really, really fast in the open field.
2 receivers to the left side. Dallas Friend on the stop. Hand off to the running back this time. He has another big hole. They're just gashing our line. That's a gain of about 8 yards on the play.
They are, and this running back's running straight up. And that's not something you want to do as a running back because you expose yourself and open yourself up to a lot of big hits. So if Oak Ridge can get in there and attack him, he's running straight up. He's playing a little vulnerable right now, but certainly Farragut's line doing a great job.
Malcody on the stop for the Wildcats. We're down to 6:08 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Oak Ridge. Farragut has the ball at their own 39-yard line. Second down, 2 yards to go. Here's the handoff to the running back. This time the Wildcats are all over him, and they'll drop him after maybe a half a yard gain. He might have gotten up to the 40. He needs to get just shy of the 41 for a first down. It'll be third down, less than a yard to go.
Yeah, Tim Walters in the backfield, shedding off a block, using a block to disrupt the run path, throws the blocker to the side, and then is the first one to make the tackle. Great individual effort. That's one for the huddle film right there.
5 minutes, 34 seconds to play first quarter. 7-0 Oak Ridge. We're at Farragut next week at home against the Bearden Bulldogs. They need less than a yard for a first. Farragut quarterback Cam Duncan try to get Oak Ridge to jump off sides. Looks over to the sideline once again. Calls a new play. Line of scrimmage, the 40-yard line. They need to just get barely to the 41. Handoff. He's got the first down and more across the midfield stripe up to the Oak Ridge 49-yard line. Nothing fancy, just right up the middle. And, other teams have had some success right up the middle against Oak Ridge.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oak Ridge plays that 3-4. So often in high school you see a 4-3. Oak Ridge just with 3 down linemen, so they've got 4 backers in there. But certainly this is a little surprising early on to me.
4-man front for the Wildcats. Once again, Duncan brings them up. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's back to pass. The Wildcats showing pressure. Here's a pass up for grabs. Dallas Frent's going to pick it off.
What?
And nope, it's going to be caught by Farragut. Nope. They're going to say he did catch it, but he went down. I thought Dallas was going to pick it up. They both went up for it, and came down with it, and he picked it up and went into the end zone, but he was down by contact. It'll be for Farragut, first down, and let's see, 10 yards to go, the ball at the 12-yard line.
A great catch by Apollotegui. I don't know how he came down with that.
Here's the handoff to the running back, and he is met and stuck by the Wildcats right at the line of scrimmage. Bashawn Knowles, along with one other Wildcat, Tim Walters, Malcody, and somebody in the secondary, Price Davis. It'll be a gain of a half a yard on the play. Second down, 9 yards to go, 4:15 to play. First quarter, 7-0 Oak Ridge, but Farragut now knocking on the door at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, going back to that last play, I just don't understand how he came down with that. Dallas Friend, I thought, played it perfectly, and somehow it's a great individual effort to come down with that.
From the 12-yard line, man comes in motion. He gets the pitch. Boom! Big stick. The Wildcats come in strong with Bashawn Knowles, and it's a big loss on the play.
That's a football play right there. These guys have been going north and south between the tackles. They finally try to get outside, and Bashawn says, no, sir, not going to happen on my watch. And finally, the Wildcats put Farragut in another 3rd and long. Let's see if they can get a stop here, force a field goal.
Third down, 14 yards to go on the loss of the play. Once again, Duncan looks over to the offensive staff. I don't know if Coach Courtney's son, Jeff, calls the plays. It's third down, 14 yards to go. Somebody called something. Play is halted, and it looks like, do we have a timeout? Going to have a replacement in the ballgame. Number 24 is going to come into the ballgame for Farragut, and he's going to come in at running back.
Yeah, it looks like a speedster. Charlie Noble, just a sophomore, 5'6", 135-pounder, also plays cornerback.
Duncan to pass, has all day. Rolls to his right, now in trouble. Here's the pass, incomplete. Man, they had somebody wide open at the 8-yard line. Nobody picked him up, but he was under such duress, he just couldn't find him. It'll be fourth down facing Farragut.
Yeah, nice to see Howard back in there again. Malcody was in the backfield. TJ Hibben, it looked like, and Elijah Bradley were helping to try to bring some pressure. And Oak Ridge just brought so much pressure where he had to get rid of that. If he could have waited and planted his feet, Dave, I think he finds him and at least a first down, maybe a touchdown, but that pressure forced him to rush that throw a little bit.
Farragut will go for a field goal here, and I'm sure it's a typical Farragut kicker. They always are good in the special teams. This will be from 34 yards out. 3:01 to play first quarter, 7-0 Oak Ridge. Pressure, kick is on its way. It's a knuckleball, but it looks up, and it is good. 7-3 the score.
Ryan McHugh on the kick.
And we go to the kickoff in a moment. 2:54 to play, first quarter, 7-3 Oak Ridge. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Need quality orthopedic care you can trust close to home? Count on KOC Oak Ridge. Our experts have been serving Wildcats and their families for more than 40 years. Whether you're a high school athlete or a weekend warrior, we've got you covered for sports injuries and beyond. At KOC Oak Ridge, we're committed to providing orthopedic excellence in this region. We strive to treat our patients with the respect and understanding they deserve. And we're a proud supporter of the Wildcats since 1979.
Their roster looks big, though.
This service is supplied free of charge. The cost of the school system, and taxpayers. And if the services are never needed, if they are, we're ready to act. AMR is a proud provider of ambulance service in Knox County. Kicking for the Admirals, Brooks Burnett. Deep to receive, Quavet. Deep to receive to Jarvis Dozier.
Here's a kick by Farragut. It's high end over end kick. Jarvis back at the 3, 5, 10, 15, 20. Outside he goes to the sideline, to the 25, to the 30. And he's tackled from behind at the 30-yard line on a really nice play by the Farragut Admirals. The Wildcats first and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, senior Jack Alley running back in there. He's a linebacker, and he came in and stopped that one from turning into an even bigger return. Nice job by DeJavis. Dave, if I can get our first shout out of the night. Aaron Wells and his family send us regards saying thank you guys for letting us stay and watch the game and be a part of Oak Ridge football, even though they're at the beach right now. I'm not sure I wouldn't rather be at the beach, but hey, beach and football, that's a hard combination to beat.
First down, 10 yards to go for Blaine Stansberry and the Wildcats. Blaine's going to pass all day. Goes deep. Man there. Elmani Rimbert. Oh, he turned away at the wrong time, and that's the third time on first down we've tried to throw it. It's been incomplete. I think if Almonte just keeps running, he catches that.
Well, what happened is Almonte broke a little bit. It was a streak, just a go route, just going straight down the field. But as he turned his head around, his body naturally kind of leaned inside, and he turned his head to the right as he's a wide receiver on the left side. So he's looking back to his inside shoulder. And unfortunately, Blaine threw that one a little bit more towards the outside. So by the time he got his head back around it, it slowed him down. And I don't know who was right or who was wrong on that, but it was very, very close to being a big gain.
Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 30-yard line. Short side of the field, Jarvis Dozier, 30. Going to be pushed down at around the 35-yard line. The Wildcats will have another flag down on the play. And this crew seems like the holding crew, and they're going to call holding against Oak Ridge. The third holding call in the first quarter. Let them play, guys. 2:35 to play. 7-3 is our score, and they'll step off yardage against Oak Ridge. You hate it, and you can call holding. We say this all the time. You can call holding on almost every single play, and there might have been holding there. I'm not saying there wasn't, but I mean already 3 in the first quarter.
But you are saying you don't like it.
I don't like it at all. I'd rather just watch them play here. Nobody came to watch those guys. They came to watch the 22 out on the field. Blaine rolls to his right. Backside pressure. Fires a pass. Pass is incomplete. Normally Blaine does a really good job. When he rolls out, he usually can get some arm strength. That one was just a little bit low and it's incomplete.
It was, and I don't know if there's any coincidence or not, but Dave, just as that ball was incomplete, I look up towards the sky and you can see it lightly raining. It's not heavy. It's kind of a heavy mist, if you will, but it's just enough to you start to think about it as a quarterback. Maybe it's affecting. Maybe that ball's a little bit wetter than it was on that first drive.
It is 3rd down and 20.
I'd expect another screen or something just to kind of offset this pressure Farragut's trying to bring. You had success with it last time. Just get your punter some room right here.
Wildcats with 2 receivers to the right. One comes in motion, short side of the field once again, but Blaine's going to throw it. Going to go deep again. Pass is there. It's going to be caught. What a catch. What a throw. Will Presley, first down, 10 yards to go. What a throw. Will, under heavy pressure, makes the reception. 1st and 10 Wildcats.
You could paint a picture that was so beautiful, David. He stepped up into the pocket when he felt pressure, bought himself just another time, stood in there, let it go as he was getting hit on his throwing arm. Thank goodness I don't call the plays because I was conceding a punt right there. They go for the home run shot, and they hit it. Perfectly thrown ball in stride to Will Presley. Even in the rain, Presley sure-handed. What a play, and it's first down. Huge, huge play for the Wildcats.
1:58 to play first quarter. First down, 10 yards to go. Blaine rolls to his right again. Fires another pass in the flat. It's caught. Inside the 20 for another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. Blaine is on fire here tonight.
He absolutely is, and you know what's happening, don't you, David? You know what's happening. 2 or 3 passes in a row. Double Deuce back there in the backfield's getting a little bit of a break, and now he's got fresh legs as you get inside the red zone. That's a scary, scary thought if you're an Admiral fan.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 18-yard line. The Wildcats with Jarvis Dozier in the backfield. Jarvis gets the call. Jarvis moves the ball to his left and then is tackled. One of the rare times he had nothing in front of him, so he tried to reverse, and he would have, if he could have gotten outside. But you talk about some really quick play on the defensive side, it'll be no gain on the play.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Farragut's numbers, they don't have a lot of white in them, so they're just kind of gray, and they're kind of tough to see. It looked like Harrison Kilpatrick.
That's who it was.
The outside linebacker, a junior. A nice heads-up play. You can't give up on a play when Dozier's running the ball because you never know where he's going to go.
Second down, 10 yards to go from the 18-yard line. Jarvis again. Jarvis 15. The Jarvis moves the ball to around the 11 or 12-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5 yards to go. 7-3 our score. We're down to 1 minute and 2 seconds to play in the first quarter.
And here's what you do to me. Passing to get down here, you've got fresh legs with Dozier. So, yeah, you just ran him twice, but you can run him again right here. And if you don't get it, you can let this thing tick under well, there's a penalty. It looks like Oak Ridge is going to call a timeout. I thought they were going to I'll let you take it, Dave.
Timeout is asked for indeed by the Wildcats. We're down to 48.1 second to play here in the first quarter. Oak Ridge on top 7-3. We'll be back to Farragut following this 30-second timeout.
KOC Oak Ridge, your hometown choice for the orthopedic care you need. We're located right next to Methodist Medical Center on Vermont Avenue. Whether you've suffered a recent injury or have ongoing muscle and joint issues, we want to get you back to living the life you love. KOC Oak Ridge is honored to treat local student athletes, their families, and their fans. Give us a call today at 865-481-2541 or schedule your appointment online through our website with just a few clicks.
Welcome back once again to Farragut. The Wildcats have it third down and about 3 yards to go and 48.1 seconds to play here in the first quarter, leading by a score of 7-3. Wildcats with that power formation. Wildcats quarterback Blaine Stansberry. He's going to hand it. No, he's going to run it himself. Blaine's got a touchdown. He fooled him. He's in the end zone. Give 6 points to Blaine Stansberry. Everybody looked at 22. It was number 1 into the end zone, and the Wildcats up their lead to 13-3.
Ooh, Blaine's got wheels. Blaine's got wheels. Who would have thought it? We talked about it. Going back to the Clinton game, we talked about it. He hadn't kept it on that all year. We knew at some point or another he was going to keep it, but even we didn't think he was going to keep it there. Beautiful, perfect play.
Eli Pearson to attempt the extra point. 13-3 Wildcats. Lots of pressure again. Kick is up, and it's good. Eli splits the uprights. It's 14-3 Wildcats. 42.2 seconds to play. We'll be back to Farragut in 60 seconds.
Play call.
Need a foot and ankle specialist? KOC Oak Ridge is here to help. Our podiatrist has been serving the Oak Ridge community for 34 years. From consecutive care to surgical intervention, we treat our patients like family. We want to make you sure you're on your feet cheering for the Wildcats this season. So whether you're dealing with a recent injury or an ongoing condition, give us a call here at 865-481-2541. KOC Oak Ridge. We want to get you back to living the life you love.
Kicking for the Wildcat, number 15, Eli Pearson. Deep to receive for the Animals, Jordan Shepard and Charlie Noble. And the kick goes through the end zone. It's going to contain Admirals from their own team.
Let me listen real quick.
Well, it's already off.
Okay, David, coming back.
Well-
Right now.
Welcome back once again to Farragut High School, the Wildcats. 2 touchdowns here in the first quarter to take a 14-3 lead over the Farragut Admirals. The Wildcats have dropped 3 consecutive games to Farragut, trying to change that here at Farragut. The Wildcats back on defense here, final minute of the first quarter. Duncan back in at quarterback for the Admirals. The Wildcats with a 4-man front. Quarterback's got a little screen pass, going to be caught, and they're going to move the ball until the tackle is made at around the 27-yard line. Nothing fancy there, and that probably will be the final play. It'll be Thomas on the catch. It's a gain of 7. Second down, 3 yards to go. Down to 26 seconds to play in the first quarter. Let's see if they're going to get another play off. 14-3, the Wildcats in the lead. John Ulrich doing our camera work upstairs. We'll make sure he's working on the scoreboard up there. I don't know if we talked to him about that. 3 receivers to the right, 9 seconds to play. First quarter. Hand off to the running back, and he is going to be met and pushed back. The Wildcats are going to try to push him, and Farragut's going to try to push him across the 30, but that is the end of the first quarter. We have played 1 quarter of very fun football here at Farragut High School. The Wildcats lead the Admirals by a score of 14-3, and we'll be back for the second quarter here at Farragut in 60 seconds.
At KOC Oak Ridge, we love high school football time in Tennessee. We've been helping generations of Wildcats with their orthopedic needs since 1979. From sports injuries to total joint replacement, we're here when you need us. Conveniently located right next to Methodist Medical Center on Vermont Avenue. KOC Oak Ridge is honored to care for your whole family through every season of life. Schedule your appointment today by calling 865-481-2541. And go Cats!
My radio's struggling here. Just tell me when it comes back.
It's back.
Welcome back once again to Farragut High School. Wildcats on top 14-3. First down, 10 yards to go for Farragut. Duncan, another screen pass is going to be caught. Only one guy to beat, and he makes the tackle right at the 35-yard line. Stop is made out there by Valen Henderson, and looks like Dallas Frent. It'll be a gain of 7 on the play. Both teams able to move the ball through the air. It'll be second down, 3 yards to go. The ball is at the Farragut 37-yard line. Now they're moving right to left here in the second period. 14-3 Wildcats. Duncan at quarterback from the shotgun is going to hand it to his running back. He's going to cut inside and is going to be moving the ball forward for another first down. They are getting really good yardage running the football, whether up the middle. Bryce Dorsey makes the stop for the Wildcats. It'll be first and 10 Farragut, the ball at the 44-yard line. Farragut has lost 4 consecutive ball games, but to quality teams. They don't want to lose their 5th. I think they might even have trouble making the playoffs with their district record. They're 0-3 within their region. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball's at the 44-yard line. Slot to the right, one lone running back, 4-man front for the Wildcats. Hand off to the back, and once again, he's got good yardage. Nothing fancy, but their line is doing a great job. They have moved the ball across midfield up to the 48-yard line. And the Wildcats are going to get, let's see, a couple new guys into the ball game on the line. Malcody is going to check out, and Malik is going to come out as well. It'll be for the Malik Howard, that is. Ball's at the 48-yard line. Did you do good work up there, Alex?
Well, I did work, so I don't know that ever categorized as good, but I did something.
Second down and 2, and once again, just another big run here. They are just gashing our line, running the ball. They're not throwing the ball much, and just maybe some screens. They haven't gone downfield with a pass yet, but they most definitely are able to run the ball against the Wildcats.
Yeah, certainly, and it's interesting. They're doing it right up the middle, too. Oak Ridge has got Jimerson in there, but this is pretty much their regular defense, but they're running it right up the middle, like you said, and that's, to me, it's been a little bit surprising. 3 wide out, split to the right, though, this time.
First and 10. Once again, they're going to get outside this time, and he's going to move the ball, and got knocked down across the 40-yard line, but not before he got up to the 38. That's another 7 or 8 yard gain for them. They're getting 7 yards a whack on the ground.
Yeah, Wyatt Drummy, he's 5'11", he's having a great game, but I mean, it concerns me just how straight up he runs as a running back, with how violent and how aggressive Oak Ridge comes from the back end as these DBs are coming in to make tackles. He's got to get his shoulder lowered. He's exposing himself.
Second down, 3 yards to go. They're going to pass this time. He's going to go deep into the end zone. It's up for grabs. Pass is going to be almost intercepted. Should have been by the Wildcats in the end zone. Hit him right in the hands, and the freshman just couldn't quite hold on to it. One of the few times they've gone deep down the field. Henderson defending for the Wildcats. It'll be third down at about 3.
He showed he had a little bit better arm than I thought he had that time. It was really not only was it a pretty pass, but it was well thrown, just a little bit overthrown. Like you said, Valen would like to have that one back, but he was just in the right position to make that play. Great job. Third and short.
Third down, 3 yards to go once again. Duncan looks over to the sideline. 14-3 Wildcats. 9:21 to play, second quarter here at Farragut High School. Flag goes flying in. Play clock, not a violation there. It was down to 7. Not exactly sure. It's dead ball foul. It's going to be illegal procedure against Farragut. I guess somebody, either the center moved the ball or something. I didn't see much of any kind of movement on the line.
I'm with you. I didn't see anybody jump. So I don't know. Like you said, maybe the center kind of flinched a little bit. I don't know. They did have a lineman come out with some sort of equipment situation. So I don't know what happened there, but, like we said, we've had a few against Oak Ridge that we didn't really see, and now we see one against Farragut. So, kind of evens out.
It'll be once again the Admirals, second down, actually third down, 9 yards to go after the 5-yard step off back to the 43-yard line. They're moving right to left. The Wildcats manning up on the receivers. Quarterback's in trouble. Rolls to his right, wants to run. The Wildcats are blocking the back right there. They didn't call it, but they don't have a first down. It'll be fourth down and about 4. For sure blocking the back right there at the 38-yard line, right in front of that official. It'll be fourth down facing Farragut again.
Yeah, and it's an interesting situation because 10 years ago, this is probably a punt for most teams, but now with teams getting more aggressive, you think analytics plays a part into this. They get their starting center back into the game after he had it look like some sort of equipment issue. They're going to go a fast pace here and try to catch Oak Ridge. You can't jump. Oak Ridge has done that a few times this year.
9:02 to play first half. Oak Ridge did not jump there. They need 4 yards for a first. Farragut looks like they're going to go ahead with the play. And now Mankub's in motion, play clock down to 5. He gets the snap off. He busted play. Quarterback fires it. Pass is caught. No way, baby. It'll be Oak Ridge taking over on downs. It looked like a busted play to me. The quarterback rolled to his right, fired a pass. He completed it, but they didn't have enough yardage. First and 10 Wildcats.
Yeah.
Turn it over.
The quarterback turned to his left, and there was only one man in the backfield. It was a pistol formation, so instead of being beside him, the running back was actually behind his back. He turns to the left. The running back's sweeping out to the right, and there's nowhere to go. He's about to get sacked, and I think it was a designed run looking at how the line came off the ball, but he just fires it, and it was complete. But like you said, busted play from the start. That one had no shot, and all of a sudden Oak Ridge takes over with pretty good field position.
8 minutes, 51 seconds to play first half, and a quick-moving first half like we had last week over at Central High School. Blaine Stansberry looks at the play clock. It's down to 7. Wildcats have it first down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 37. The play clock got all the way down to 2, and Coach Ring wants to call a timeout. Wildcats of Oak Ridge taking on Bearden next week. We'll have the broadcast for you beginning at 7 o'clock from Blankenship Field. Why don't we take a quick break here? Oak Ridge leads at 14-3. Back in 30 seconds.
Now back to the Fox Insurance Group broadcast of Oak Ridge Wildcat football. ORUD Natural Gas is proud to offer our customers a product that saves money, provides consistent service, and is a clean energy source. You can save over $1,000 on your annual utility bills when you make the switch to natural gas for heating, cooking, and clothes drying. ORUD is your one-stop shop. We sell and install gas appliances for our customers and make it easy to add your bill with our 0% interest financing. Learn more about how much you can save at ORUD.org.
Welcome back once again to Farragut High School. First down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats. Man comes in motion. Blaine's going to throw it to him. Needs a block. Got it. 35, 40. Wildcats pick up 8 on the play on the reception by Almani Rimbert. It'll be a gain of 8. Fine play.
Yeah, nice play. Didn't look like there was a whole lot there. I thought, hey, if he gets 3 or 4 yards, let's clap our hands, go to the next play, and count it as a good gain. And then that you look up after the end of that run after catch, and it's 2nd and 2. Got a gain of 8. It was a really nice play there.
8:34 to play here in the first half. 14-3. Oak Ridge in the lead over the Admirals. 3 receivers to the right. Javis gets the handoff. 45, 50. Stumbles forward. A Timbank of Oak Ridge first down. He's into Admiral territory. Tripped up at the last moment. It'll be Collins on the stop. It'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats.
And this spread offense is a newer look over the past 20, 25 years. But old heads like Mike Sheehan, you would love that as a lineman. There was not just one guard pulling. There was 2 guys that came across from left to right. The defense went left. Both of those guys went right and just bowled open a huge hole.
First down 10 for the Wildcats. The ball at the 47. There's movement across the line. Did you say old heads? That's old arms and old legs and old everything from Mike over there.
And old jokes, as he'd say, right?
Here comes Oak Ridge moving the ball. Javis gains about 4. Tripped up once again. It'll be 2nd down and about 5 yards to go. 7:43 to play. Officially, they're only going to give him about 3. We'll call it 2nd down, 7 yards to go.
And I know it's a little premature to be saying this, but with 7:35, a quick moving clock here at Farragut, I don't think Oak Ridge is in any sort of hurry. If you're able to nickel and dime down the field, then so be it.
2nd down and 7. Pass in the flats, incomplete. Wildcats have been able to pick up big plays on 3rd down in the passing game. Obviously, the coaching staff, the offensive staff led by Coach Rang, Coach Parton, they have seen something that they know that they can pass the ball on Farragut.
Yeah, they've seen something, and you saw it really from play number one. We've seen it a bunch of not just passing, but passing and going deep and being really aggressive with their passing. And now again, for Oak Ridge, how Coach Rain calls this game, to me this is second down. It's 3rd and 7, but in reality, I think as a coordinator, you're calling this like it's second down. Everything's open, whether a run, a pass. You've now got 2 backs, Rimbert in there as a tailback as well.
And he comes in motion. Blaine's going to roll to his right. He's going to be sacked. He goes down. Unfortunately made a decision a little bit too late. It looked, there was a lot of blue shirts in there. It is 4th down facing the Wildcats, 4th and 7.
And they tried to get that near side corner on the Farragut sideline to bite on the fake to Rimbert. They motioned him out of the backfield. They tried to pump fake it out to him. Nobody bit. And then they tried to look to Presley deep. But since the quarterback didn't bite, I know it wasn't the design, but to me, I think he just flips that out to Rimbert. I think he's got at least 5 or 6 yards to get up close to that first down marker.
Will Presley and Rimbert split to the right side. The Wildcats have 2 receivers to the left. The Wildcats going for it. 4th down, more like 8 yards to go. Blaine's going to roll to his right. Got a block. Fires a pass. It's going to be incomplete. Nice defensive play by the Farragut Admirals. Pass was right on the money, but so was the defensive back for the Farragut Admirals, and they'll take over on downs with good field position.
Yeah, I thought Price Davis had a chance at it wide open. It looked like sort of down the seam, but the play was clearly designed to go towards that comeback route near the sideline, and it was a pretty good-looking pass, pretty good route, just a tough play to make. But if he would have hauled it in, I think he had enough for the first. But now you got to put your defense up against a little bit of a wall here and see if they can bail you out.
14-3 Oak Ridge. The ball at the Farragut 45, low snap. Running back gets the call, and he moves the ball forward for a gain of about 3 up to the 47-yard line. They have had some stoppage. The Wildcats have stopped them on 3rd and 4th down several times in this ball game, and that's one of the better stops on the first down play against them. It'll be 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
And it's weird to say that he's having such a good game, although Farragut's done a nice job running right up the middle, but Tim Walters is having one of his, we've called his name several times already in the first and halfway through the second quarter, which is rare for a defensive tackle. Now Oak Ridge has 4 down linemen.
Rain is picked up once again here at Farragut. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Handoff, there's a huge hole. He moves the ball forward. He's going to be shy by about a yard up to the 46-yard line. They are really able to run the ball against the Wildcats. Oak Ridge has, been able to stop them in the middle part of the field here, but it's 3rd down and a yard to go.
Here comes this quick formation. We saw it on that 4th down play last time. Let's see if Farragut gets this off without any miscommunication. Tight bunch here to the left.
2 receivers on the near side. Handoff goes to the back. Now the quarterback's going to throw it, and he's got a first down. It's not a big play, but it is enough for a first down across the Oak Ridge 40 up to the 39-yard line. Davila on the reception. Price Davis on the stop of the Wildcats. 1st and 10 Farragut.
I don't know if you saw what I saw coming out of that jag position. TJ Hibben, to me, it almost looked like he read that perfectly. He was a couple yards behind the play, about a half second behind, but he read it, and I thought he was getting ready to pick that pass off and run it back for 6.
From the 39-yard line, it'll be 1st down, 10 yards to go for the Admirals. 12 comes in motion, stands in a slot to the right side. They have 2 to the right. Fumbled on the snap. Ball is picked up and fallen upon by the quarterbacks. Tough break there for Farragut as he just didn't catch it cleanly. The Wildcats had, looks like Malik Howard in there to make sure he didn't go anywhere. It's a loss of 5.
Now, I was going to say on the attempted pass there, they were setting up a pass. Does Malik Howard, since he's the nearest defender, does he get credit for a sack on that one?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Mark Hayes, our statistician. He'll be doing our stats at halftime.
Give him credit for that one. Give the freshman some love, Mark.
2nd down, 15 yards to go after the 5-yard loss back to the 44-yard line of the Wildcats. 14-3 Oak Ridge. Quarterback's going to go deep. He rolls to his right, now in a lot of pressure. Dumps it past, almost intercepted. Almost picked up by the Wildcat lineman, and it's 3rd and 15.
I don't know this quarterback mobility, but to me, he looks like he'd be a decent athlete, be able to escape the pocket. And what a tremendous job by who else? Tim Walters. Usually playing inside as a defensive tackle, a nose tackle. Not only does he have the power, but he's got the finesse and agility. That time, he was able to kind of juke back and forth and stop the quarterback from being able to escape the pocket outside.
Dane Hartwick almost picked it off there for the Wildcats. It'll be 3rd down, 15 yards to go. Duncan back to pass again. Throws it deep. Wildcats are there, and the ball is incomplete. Brandon Hayward defending. Man, he almost came down with that one.
Yeah, I thought Brandon Hayward was going to be able to high point that ball. He only was able to get one hand in there, but what he did a terrific job as I think you're right. I think Farragut's guy actually had the ball initially, but even though Hayward missed it on the initial swipe, as he was going to the ground, he continued to swipe a couple extra times, and I think he was able to bat that ball out and save a fourth down right there.
You know, I was about to say they better punt here. The way the Wildcats have been able to move the ball. It's 4th down and 15 yards to go. 4:09 to play, and play is halted again. Let's see what we've got. I didn't see a flag. It's an official's timeout here. Must be an equipment issue,
Yeah,
and it is.
Deshaun.
Deshaun's going to have to come out of the game. The Wildcats will get Brantley in the ball game. It'll be Farragut punting. 4th down, 15 yards to go. So that fumbled snap on 1st down has really, really kind of stifled this drive. Farragut to punt. Snap is good. Price Davis back on it. High, end over end kick's going to go into the end zone. Yes, that'll be a touchback, just barely. He got it to drop inside the 5-yard line, but took a high bounce, but Farragut couldn't down it. It'll be Oak Ridge 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, nice punt there by Bladen Todd. It hit about the 3-yard line, and not just hit, took a really high bounce and nearly gave the Admirals a chance to try to knock that one back out towards the field of play. But thankfully for the Wildcats, they get it 1st and 10 from the 20. Now, you had an 84-yard drive earlier. Can you go 80 yards in just under 4 minutes? 3:58 remaining in the half as this drive gets started.
Mike Underwood, Thomas Cox listening to our broadcast or watching it on our stream today. Always like to get our friends' names in. 1st and 10. Blaine's going to hand it right side. The Wildcats running it at the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 40. That'll be Almani Rimberg to the end zone. He goes. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Wildcats, 80 yards for the senior in Oak Ridge. Just like that, has another 6 points on the board.
Well, I was hoping they could do it in 3:58, David. They did it in 14 seconds. Almani Rimbert, in a word, speed. I talked to an Oak Ridge coach before this game, and he talked about Davalis, how fast he was, number 5 for Farragut. And he almost caught him. Davila. But guess what? He wasn't faster than Almani Rimbert. Not that time. 80 yards for Almani. Welcome to the big time.
3 minutes, 44 seconds to play first half. It's been all Oak Ridge. Here's the ball is down. The kick is up, and it's good. 21-3. Oak Ridge over Farragut as we play at Farragut Field. We'll be back with the kickoff in 60 seconds.
KOC Oak Ridge shows our commitment to orthopedic excellence by providing on-site x-ray, bracing, casting, and physical therapy. We strive to take care of all your orthopedic needs in a professional and efficient manner with the respect you deserve. We've been treating East Tennessee families for over 40 years, and we're a proud supporter of Oak Ridge High School athletics. Check out our website or give us a call at 865-481-2541. Go Wildcats!
Do you remember as a kid where you got your first haircut in Oak Ridge? Well, for most of us, it was on the corner of Kentucky Avenue and Broadway. The Jackson Square Barbershop, formerly Ken's, is an old-time barbershop with a modern twist, offering clipper cut styles for the whole family and now hot shaves. Drop by Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 5:30 and on Saturday from 8 to 3. The Jackson Square Barbershop, still the friendly place you remember as a kid and still the best place in town to get your haircut. Just a few steps from Blankenship Field, the Jackson Square Barbershop is a proud supporter of the Wildcats. Turn to the 20-yard line and to the 23-yard line, and that is where the stop is made.
I want to say something on that last run, by that Almani Rimbert's touchdown run. One of our listeners texted and asking if it was a reverse. It actually was, and I think it was Hayward. I'm not sure. They brought one wide receiver to the left, and there wasn't a lot of time. It was he got the ball and immediately handed it right back to Almani. It was a little double action, one going right to left, then he got the ball left to right, and then he got north and south. Excellent play call, excellent execution.
Will Presley on the kickoff tackle. The ball is at the 23-yard line. 4-man front for the Wildcats. Farragut's going to hand it to the running back, and he runs through a tackle, and he moves the ball to the 34-yard line. Ran over one of our guys there that time, and that is going to be a first down. Dallas Frent there to bring him down at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, Farragut. 3:26 to play. We're in the first half. Oak Ridge on top of the Admirals, 21-3. The Wildcats trying to end a 3-game losing streak to these guys in blue. And play is halted again. Let's see if we have an illegal procedure. Nope. I guess he saw something that didn't exist, but that's not unusual for the guys in stripes. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 34-yard line once again. Drummy moving the ball for good yardage. He moves the ball to the 40, up to the 41-yard line. They're doing a really good job between the 30s, but when they get into scoring position, they can't move it.
Yeah, and Oak Ridge is doing it just classic bend, don't break. And, I was thinking Drummy's having a really nice game. Boy, imagine the holes he can have if Farragut had a little bit more of a passing threat. Oak Ridge right now just being able to key on that run game.
Second down, 3 yards to go once again. Wildcats showing blitz, giving pressure. He's bumped as he threw it behind the line of scrimmage. He makes the catch, and he breaks some tackles. I think he might have gone out of bounds, but I guess not. Wildcats have got to do a better job of wrapping up. They hit him. A couple guys did. Just couldn't get him down. Strong reception and run. And Dane Harwick eventually makes the stop for the Wildcats. Dane getting a lot of playing time here recently. I was going to say,
nice to see Dane getting in here. We haven't called his name as many times, maybe all years we have tonight. Nice to see him in there making plays.
From the 47-yard line of the Admirals, first down 10. 2:29 to play in the first half. Quarterback Duncan is going to hand it off to Drummy. And Drummy is in the secondary, and Drummy's moving the ball. Man, we don't have an answer for him.
No, and you can see what Farragut's doing. So that time they brought 3 wide outs, all to the left side, the strong side of the field, meaning they were on the right hash. So they bring those receivers way out left, stretches Oak Ridge's defense. Some of their bigger defenders, like T.J. Hibben, was now having to go out in the slot, takes them out of the middle, creates some space, and they just hand it off to him. It's just a numbers game, and that time Farragut with a nice job.
From the 37-yard line of Oak Ridge, first down, 10 yards to go. Quarterback's going to roll to his right, fire it, and the pass is going to be caught, but not a whole lot there. Gain of maybe 5. He goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Stops the clock with 1:54 to play in the first half. 21-3 Wildcats. Jarrell Jimerson there on the stop for the Wildcats. Gain of 5, second down, 5 yards to go.
Yeah, and now here's where you start to get nervous if you're a Farragut fan, because you've seen this all game. Get down here inside the 30, inside the 40, ball at the 32-yard line, but here's where you've started to struggle. Let's see if Oak Ridge's defense can bend but not break once again.
Second down, 5. Quarterback's going to pass. It's going to be caught. One-on-one. The Wildcats can't make that one-on-one tackle. The ball is fumbled, picked up. They're going to say he's down, though. It is a gain for a first down up to the 26-yard line. Shepard on the reception again, first and 10 Admirals, and he comes up a little bit lame.
I'm telling you, these Farragut players, when they get the ball in their hands, they're running straight up. And I know I'm belaboring the point, but if you watch good running backs, guys that protect the ball, guys that protect their bodies, very rarely do you see them run straight up. They have paddling. They kind of are a little bit hunched, ready to take on contact and embrace it. Farragut not doing that.
First and 10, 90 seconds to play. A little pass out of the backfield is going to be complete. Nobody out there. It's going to be 10, 5, 4, 3, touchdown. There's nobody out there. One guy to beat, and he did it. And let's see. He might have gone out of bounds. There's some kind of a discussion up here at the line of scrimmage.
There's not been a touchdown signal yet.
There's a marker on the play.
There is a marker on the play holding Farragut. And we're happy about that. It's holding against Farragut, and they'll back him up. The Admiral fans not too happy with that.
Well, like we said earlier, there were some holding calls we didn't like. Now there's some ones they didn't like. Dave, will you remain consistent that you don't want to see that, or do you like seeing that one?
I said it earlier. It's just too much holding. You can hold on every play. If you look down at any football game, you can see holding just about on every play, and that's a big one. Takes away a touchdown for Farragut. First down, 20 yards to go, 1:13 to play in the first half. Now let's see what Duncan can do. No pressure now. It breaks down. He fires a pass, almost intercepted. Off the fingertips. Brandon Hayward upset with himself. I don't think he could have gotten to it. It stops the clock. With 1:10 to play in the first half, it's going to be 2nd and 20.
It just kind of feels like Farragut's flirting with turning the ball over. They've had a couple balls that have gotten tipped in the air. They've almost had a couple plays where the routes have been jumped by Oak Ridge's linebackers. They've just been a step behind. You get the feeling, even if it's not on this drive, at some point, Oak Ridge is going to pick one of these passes off.
From the 36-yard line, second down, 20 yards to go. Farragut moving right to left. Drummy watches the quarterback throw it. Ooh. Big hit by the Wildcats at the 24-yard line. We'll see if the receiver's okay. Another big hit by Oak Ridge. Was that Bryce Dorsey?
No, it
Or
was
Price Davis?
Price Davis. Yeah, coming up from that safety spot. And again, these
He must not have caught it.
No, he did not. He had it in his hands, but that contact, it fell out immediately. These guys get north and south, unlike safeties I've really ever seen. They love coming down and making hits.
3rd and 20. Exactly 1 minute to play now. 21-3 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats showing blitz. Here comes the Wildcats. The screen pass is caught. And the Wildcats make the stop. Brandon Hayward. It's going to be short of a first down. It'll be 4th down and 10 yards to go. Why do we want to stop the clock?
I would stop the clock here because
Farragut should stop the clock.
Well, they've
got a 4th
to me,
down.
I'd stop the clock and make them go for it. And if you can't, you've shown the ability to quickly strike. Coach Rain going to let this clock run down, and maybe it's a good decision because Farragut looks confused.
From the 25-yard line, 4th down, 9 yards to go. Wildcats have stopped them on 4th before. They're down to 26 seconds to play. They're taking forever. You can hear their fans are not happy, and they do call a timeout. 21.6 seconds to play. Remember, the Madison Insurance Group halftime show will take place later on, here in about 21 seconds. You can tell there's some disgruntled fans here in the Farragut side.
And I get it. To me, I thought if you're Oak Ridge, take that timeout, force them to run a play. You know they're probably going to pass it. See if you can get the ball back. But honestly, that's probably me being greedy. You got a 3-score lead. Admittedly, that's probably me being greedy. If you're Farragut, you either have to get up and run a play, or you got to call a timeout and figure out what you want to do. If you don't have something, because now even if you get this first down, let's be generous and say this play only takes 5 seconds. Well, you just got over 15 seconds. So they do have 2 timeouts left, so they could still stop the clock. Basically, you've now limited yourself to probably only having 3 plays, regardless of whether they're runs or passes. I didn't really like the clock management from Farragut, and apparently these guys down in front of us, these parents, didn't either.
Ball is at the 25-yard line. I don't disagree with you much on the air, but I do disagree with you about.
That's fair. That's probably not my best take, but it was just where I was coming from.
4th down, 9 yards to go. The ball is at the 25-yard line. 21.6 seconds to play. 3 receivers to the right. Single running back. Duncan, the quarterback, back to pass. Pressured a bit. Fires a pass in the flats, incomplete, and the Wildcats will take over on downs.
You see what I'm saying? TJ Hibben, they just overthrow that. If the corner's a little bit closer, he's lofting balls out, and not only are they getting overthrown or they're getting up in the air with chances, but these plays are taking a long time to develop. Oak Ridge is going to see that. They're going to make adjustments, and I'm telling you, I just feel like Oak Ridge is going to intercept one of these balls here in the second half.
Let's see if the Wildcats take a knee here. 16.1 seconds to play. I go back to the Clinton ball game on that final play.
Yeah.
And
to be clear, I was saying let's be aggressive. We can stop them. Have you had 35, 40 seconds? Sure. But 16, I'm with you. Let's just hand this off to 22 or have Blaine take a knee here, and let's be happy with a 21-3 lead over Farragut.
It'll be 1st down, 10 yards to go, and Blaine is going to take a knee at the 20-yard line, and that is going to conclude the first half. A really, really fine first half, Alex Myers. The Wildcats put 21 on the board, didn't have to punt at all in the first half as both teams head to their respective dressing rooms. I thought the Wildcat offense was clicking, especially the passing game. They got the big runs from Javis when they needed him. Some big plays by Almani Rimber, the 80-yard touchdown, one of the longest in Oak Ridge history, obviously. And just a really solid first half against a team that's beaten us 3 in a row.
Yeah, and this Farragut team, it doesn't matter who they got out there. Farragut's always a tough team, a tough place to play here at Farragut Field. But, David, I don't think Coach Rang, sure, in his dream world, you score 50 points in the first quarter. But as this game went, the ability for Oak Ridge to work the passing game, the running game, do some trickery, and really have everything go right offensively. You had a couple penalties. You were able to overcome them. I don't know that he could have drawn that first half up, scripted it much better from an offensive standpoint. Dave, as we get ready for the Madison Insurance Group halftime report upcoming, we're going to send it off to break for 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, we'll be back with the halftime report.
Do you remember as a kid where you got your first haircut in Oak Ridge? Well, for most of us, it was on the corner of Kentucky Avenue and Broadway. The Jackson Square Barbershop, formerly Ken's, is an old-time barbershop with a modern twist, offering clipper cut styles for the whole family and now hot shaves. Drop by Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 5:30 and on Saturday from 8 to 3. The Jackson Square Barbershop, still the friendly place you remember as a kid, and still the best place in town to get your hair cut. Just a few steps from Blankenship Field, the Jackson Square Barbershop is a proud supporter of the Wildcats.
Oak Ridgers know that when you're looking for residential or commercial property, Betsy Coleman Realty has that special touch and ability to know exactly what you're looking for. With over 25 years of experience, she doesn't just sell houses in Oak Ridge. She's an Oak Ridger. She's invested and cares about our community. If you're a first-time buyer, relocating, or a senior downsizing, call Betsy Coleman today at 865-220-8881 or online at betsycolemanrealty.com. Betsy Coleman Realty, a proud supporter of the Wildcats.
John B. Burgess General Family Dentistry is a proud supporter of this broadcast and Wildcat football. A graduate of Oak Ridge High School in 1980, John was a member of the 1979 state championship Wildcats. He's provided dentistry services to adults and children since 1988, continuing what his father started in 1944. Call 483-1339 to set up an appointment today. And remember, go Wildcats!
Dr. Bill Linehan has patient care as his highest priority in his longtime Oak Ridge dental practice. Dr. Linehan has specialty training in crowns, bridges, partials, dentures, and implants. All your cosmetic dental needs. A Delta Dental Insurance provider. Dr. Linehan's office is located at 400 Laboratory Road, Suite 104. Now accepting new patients, so call today for your appointment. A caring professional with your smile in mind. Dr. Bill Linehan, 482-1731.
You've worked hard to build your business, and we want to help you protect it. The team at Fox Insurance Group believes your business deserves the expertise of a local insurance agent. With business insurance from Todd Fox at Fox Insurance Group and Encova Insurance, you can make sure your business stays up and running no matter what happens. If you own a business, make sure it's fully protected by contacting Fox Insurance Group. Visit www.grayfoxins.com or call 865-482-0513.
The Pizza Inn of Oak Ridge is serving up made-to-order pizzas for dine-in and carry-out just in time for your Wildcat tailgates and parties. The Pizza Inn drive-thru is open, but they invite you to dine in with them at their Turnpike location. It's football season, so check out their new Pep Rally Pizza. It's sweet, spicy, crisp, crunchy, and loaded with pepperoni. Or try an extra-large New York pizza for $12.99. The Oak Ridge Pizza Inn is the site of Crunch Time, featuring head coach Derek Rang each Wednesday at 7. Come rediscover America's hometown pizza buffet, the Pizza Inn of Oak Ridge.
Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge is proud to be a family and locally owned, full-service pre-owned car dealership. You have the option to take your vehicle anywhere for collision repairs, and we will work with your insurance company.
As the
Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge is a Napa Care Center, and our
welcome
service
us back
department
in,
is
and
all your
this
automotive
is a throwback
maintenance
to
and repair
Oak Ridge's
needs.
The Wild
Our rental
Band's
fleet offers a variety
2005
of
show as
vehicles
we're
for
hearing a
economy
little bit
cars,
of Queen
passenger
in the
vans.
background.
Get your next
Sound
at
really
Sexton
good, Mike.
Automotive of Oak
As the
Ridge,
Wild Band is
Elizabeth
off again
Beard,
this week, Oak Ridge, of course,
ORHS,
on
class
fall
of
break. We've still got
2001.
several
Check out our
members of the
inventory
student
online
section
24/7
representing
at
well over there. It's
sextonautos.com.
21-3 your score. Your Oak Ridge Wildcats in the lead as we welcome you to the Madison Insurance Group halftime report. Mike Sheehan, the Wild Man, joins me now, and you've got the first half scoring summary. A lot for the Wildcats, not so much for the Blue and Gray.
Absolutely, the way I love it. The Oak Ridge Wildcats got started off first. 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the first quarter, Oak Ridge drove the ball 73 yards down the field from the 1 yard out. Jarvis Dozier ran it in, and the Wildcats went up 6-0 over the Admirals. Then Eli Pearson came in for the Wildcats, kicked it between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 7-0. But then the Farragut Admirals drove the ball down the field for the Wildcats, got down to about their 17-yard line. Oak Ridge buckled down, and the Admirals had to attempt a field goal by Ryan McHugh from 27 yards out to put their Admirals on the board, 3 to the Wildcats 7. Then with only 42 seconds left in the first quarter, Blaine Stansbury threw a beautiful pass to Will Presley down the sideline for a big, huge gainer, put the Wildcats down to the 11-yard line, where Blaine Stansbury threw a pass to Armani Remmett for an 11-yard touchdown. The Wildcats went up 13-3. Eli Pearson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 14-3. And then in the third quarter, it was more of a defensive battle more than anything. Farragut drove the ball down the field pretty crisply, but then they got a holding penalty and an offside penalty that really put them in a bad way. And then Oak Ridge got the ball on the 20-yard line, and on the first play, with 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter, Amani Rembert took a double handoff and went around right in untouched for an 80-yard touchdown run. Thing of beauty, stunned the Farragut Admirals, and the Wildcats went up 20-3. And Mr. Dependable, Eli Pearson, came in even with a hard rush, with a lot of pressure. Eli Pearson kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats now lead here 21-3 at the half.
Thank you very much, Mike Sheehan. That was the scoring report. It's 21-3, your Oak Ridge Wildcats all over the Farragut Admirals here from Farragut High School. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have stats and more with Mark Case. This is the Madison Insurance Group Halftime Report.
Feel like you're missing out on life because of bone and joint pain? Then it's time to consult one of the orthopedic specialists at Tennessee Orthopedic Clinics. For specialized orthopedic care, visit one of their 2 Oak Ridge locations. And be sure to check out their new Quick Care walk-in clinic for those sprains, strains, and fractures. Quick Care Ortho is available from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. No appointments are necessary. Visit tocdocs.com for more information. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is pleased to offer cryotherapy using their CryoBus. Cryotherapy is a whole-body session lasting 1 to 3 minutes. If you're experiencing pain or suffering from an injury, try this application of cold. It promotes rapid healing, reduces pain, and is recognized by elite athletes to reduce inflammation and pain caused by strenuous exercise. To make an appointment today at their Oak Ridge location, go to cryotherapyknoxville.com or call 888-5431. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is located in the Fairbanks Shopping Center, Oak Ridge.
Hello, this is Margot Davis with the Old Town Inn, a hidden gem nestled in the secret city of Oak Ridge. Be it a holiday event, a birthday, a baby shower, a family reunion, or your intimate wedding day, we at the Old Town Inn want to celebrate these magical moments with you. Keeping with elements of historic charm, this slightly modified Oak Ridge, Tennessee original Manhattan Project home has been refurbished to accommodate up to 75 in attendance for your special gathering occasions. We're located in the shadows of Blankenship Field at 110 East Tennessee Avenue, and we invite you to come by and see for yourself. Personal tours are available by contacting us by phone at 865-206-0874 or email at oldtowninn@gmail.com. Come celebrate with us soon.
Another great halftime performance by the Farragut Marching Band. Nothing against the Wild Band, but man, Farragut really has an outstanding band. So do we, but Farragut's band, really a great performance. We are in the Madison Insurance Group halftime show, and we're going to go upstairs to Mark Case, who's got the first half statistics.
Oak Ridge on top of the Farragut Admirals 21-3. Looking at the first half statistics, first for Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge led on the ground by Almani Rembert. He has run. That was a touchdown run. DeJarvis Dozier, 12 carries for 45 yards, and Blaine Stansberry, 3 carries for 5 yards. As a team, the Wildcats have rushed the ball 16 times, gaining 130 yards on the ground. Now looking at the Wildcats through the air, quarterback Blaine Stansberry. He's 6 of 12 for 132 yards. His long is 49 yards. Receiving that was Will Presley. He has 2 completions for 58 total yards. Brandon Hayward has 2 receptions as well for 43 yards. DeJarvis Dozier has a 23-yard reception, and Almani Rembert has an 8-yard reception. So as a team on the ground, the Wildcats have 130 yards on 16 carries. That's an average of 8.1 yards per carry. Through the air, Wildcats 6 of 12 for 132 yards. That's a 50% complete ratio. For total offense tonight in the first half, 262 yards. Wildcats have 7 first downs in the first half, 3 penalties for 25 yards. Now looking at the Farragut Admirals, they're led on the ground by Wyatt Drummy. 14 carries, 92 yards. He's averaging 6.6 yards per carry. Cam Duncan has carried the ball twice, netting -1 yard. So as a team, Farragut Admirals have 91 yards on the ground on 16 carries. That's an average of 5.7 yards per carry. Through the air, Cam Duncan, the quarterback for the Admirals, he's 12 of 19 for 123 yards. His long tonight is 37 yards. Receiving that one was Robbie Jacobs. He's 4 of 45, or rather, he has 4 receptions for 45 yards. Landis Davila has 3 receptions for 28 yards. Landon Collins has 27-yard reception. Wyatt Drummy has 12 yards on 2 receptions. Jordan Shepard has a 6-yard reception, and Brooks Burnett has a 5-yard reception. So as a team, the Admirals have 91 yards on 16 carries. They have 123 yards on 12 receptions for a total offense tonight of 214 yards. Farragut has 11 first downs, They also have 3 penalties, totaling 35 yards. So if you look at the stats, they're pretty even. Oak Ridge, 130 yards on the ground. Farragut, 91. Through the air, Oak Ridge with 132 yards. Farragut, 123. Total offense, Oak Ridge with 262 yards of total offense in the first half. Farragut with 214. First downs, Oak Ridge has 7. Farragut has 11. Penalties, they're even. Both teams 3 penalties for 25 yards. As I said, stats look very even, but the scoreboard has a different story. And that story is Oak Ridge on top of Farragut by a score of 21-3. And we'll be back after this 4-minute timeout.
Next seniors, Ali Dead.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See me, Shelter Agent Nathan Miser, to review your life insurance coverage today.
Hello, this is Jim Norman, proud member of the 1979 Oak Ridge Wildcat football team. And I, along with my wife Mary and sons, former Wildcats James Norman and Elliot Norman, would like to wish the Wildcats a very successful season.
Jim Normand is a partner in another long tradition of excellence, the law firm of Joyce, Meredith, Flitcroft, and Normand, PLLC, and Joyce, Meredith, Flitcroft, and Normand Title Services, a full-service law firm in Oak Ridge for nearly 70 years. Give Jim a call at 482-2486.
Mortgage Investors Group at the Oak Ridge office, we love our community and Oak Ridge Wildcat football. We pride ourselves in taking the same winning tradition in helping you find the perfect mortgage loan for your family. Ask for Norma Sheldon, Jackie Pullen, Shannon Ockeltree, or Darren Osborne at 865-482-8910 or visit us online at mortgageinvestorsgroup.com. Tennessee Mortgage License Number 109111. MIG is an equal housing lender.
For nursing. Our next senior, Elaine Kumel, accompanied by Father Wilson Kumel. Elaine plans to attend college and study neuroscience. Our next senior Barbara Capusta, accompanied by Mother Raquel Ortega and Sister Miranda Capusta. Barbara's planning to go to college and double major in English and piano performance. Our next senior, Anna Kaufman, accompanied by parents Russ and Stacy Kaufman. Correction, Russ and Stacy Walters. Anna plans on attending UT to pursue graduate school and specialize in emergency veterinary medicine. Our next senior, Emily Cross. Emily plans to attend college after high school and major in business.
Welcome back to Farragut High School. David Clary along with Alex Myers. Mike Sheehan's with us up here. John Ulrich. We have Chase Ryan, Alex Waraxa, Ben George, and Caleb Riker doing camera work. I haven't really been able to get a lot of those names in. We had so much excitement in the first half. I thought the Wildcat offense looked as good in the first half as it has looked in any ball game all year.
I don't know, they may have scored more points technically in a different half, but against the level of competition. And like I said, last week it was heavy with the Jarvis Dozier, and I don't blame Oak Ridge. There's nothing wrong with that. But today, you ran the ball well with the Jarvis, but you also ran it well with Almonte River. You also ran it well with your quarterback for the first time. You mixed some new things in. You did it north and south for the ground game. You did it with some short passes. You did it with some long passes. And you did it with some trickery with the reverse. So you worked a little bit of everything, and it just looked so smooth. There wasn't a lot of penalties. There were a few, but your offense was running smoothly and efficiently enough, David. It didn't matter. You were able to overcome those. Did we punt once in the first half? Did they punt one time? We're also, before we wrap up this halftime report, as they do at 3 minutes, so why not? We've got plenty of time. We're all about local business here at Prep Radio and Oak Ridge Sports. And our newest sponsor is Andy's Pizza, located in the Ridgeway Center at 156 Bus Terminal Road. They are now locally owned, and everything is made in the store. Each and every Oak Ridge ball game night, we're going to give away one of their pizzas. Maybe it's to the first caller. I'll tell you right now, it's not. It's going to be to the first texter to answer the trivia question. If you're at the game or coming to the game, we have a pizza in the press box. A free pizza from Andy's Pizza and More awaits. And it's actually a coupon for a free pizza, so you can pick out the exact kind of pizza you want. And David, you normally have these written out for me. Today you told me the answer and said, figure out the question. So I will ask, we are at Farragut. Who is widely known as one of, if not the greatest Farragut admiral of all time, who also played at the University of Tennessee and starred with the Dallas Cowboys. Who played at Farragut, played for the Tennessee Volunteers and for the Dallas Cowboys? If you text that first to 865-310-7207, you'll win the Andy's coupon, 865-310-7207. And, you know, I almost want to just keep it right here because I know somebody's going to text that answer. It's kind of an obvious answer, and we'll see. But, David, you know, we were having a discussion. Let's get silly for a second. Why? Every game for 2 years, 3 minutes. I mean, at a certain point, either put 3 more minutes on the clock or just enforce it.
I just can't believe nobody's calling in. We usually get 10 to 15 calls on the end. This is an easy one. Played 14 years for the Dallas Cowboys. He's good friends with Herschel Walker. He met him.
They met. I'll say that much. We do have someone who texted, so hold your text. We do have someone who texts.
And you have a winner?
Jason Witten, he played at Elizabethton, actually.
He did. Jason Witten played at Elizabethton High School. My phone is going off crazy. So
we've got a winner. They just got texting their name. It's Blake Anderson. Congratulations to Blake Anderson. Mike Sheehan.
Former Wildcat player.
Yep, Mike Sheehan's laughing. He lives him some Blake Anderson. So, Blake, if you're at the game, come up to the press box. If you're not, then text the number you just texted a moment ago and make your plans to get the pizza.
Well, we're still a few seconds away from the start of the second half. Oak Ridge leads it 21-3. The Wildcats will be kicking off to start the second half. I hesitate to take another break. We're about to have the kickoff. I am going to take a break. We'll be back with the kickoff of the second half following this 30-second timeout.
They will be having their head shaved by Studio 135 Salon. Farragut has raised $5,385 for the American Cancer Society this week. Thank you to all the families at Studio 135 Salon.
Do we receive or we kick off? Welcome back once again to Farragut High School. David Clary along with Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan up in the booth. I mentioned all our camera guys. We got John Ulrich up top doing his first up top duty. We also have down on the field Chase Ryan, Caleb Riker, Ben George, and Alex Warexa.
As the cameramen do a great job for us. And again, if you're watching this at YouTube or even if you're watching it on wherever tomorrow or down in the future, these broadcasts simply do not happen. And if you are texting us, the answer correct is correctly Bill Bates. We have a winner. It was Blake Anderson. So we appreciate your continuing to text, but we've got a winner. And hopefully here in about 2 more quarters, we'll have a winner clad in cardinal and gray as it's 21-3 and we get set for the second half. David?
Eli Pearson will be kicking off the second half here. He'll be kicking right to left. You're listening to us on FM 92.7, FM 94.7, and the third quarter is underway here from Farragut. Line drive kick fielded at the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and finally tackled at the 43-yard line. One of the few kicks that was not returnable. Most of the first few kicks were not returnable, but that one was a great return by Farragut.
Yeah, it was a really good job. Landon Collins, who got hit in a big time way by Bryce Davis near the end of the half, came up a little bit shaken. Nice to see him back in there, and he looks as smooth as ever on that kickoff return, showing some speed, showing some quickness on those cuts. Excellent return, nice blocking, and Farragut with some of their best starting field position of the night, all the way up at their own 42.
First down, 10 yards to go. They were able to run the ball quite successfully against the Wildcats in the first half. They're going to run on this play, but not very successfully. He is going to be hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a loss of a yard on the play. That time the Wildcats did a much better job. As instead of going right at him, they tried to get outside and nothing going there.
And why couldn't they get outside? Well, it wasn't because the man who made the tackle. It was because Elijah Bradley and TJ Hibben ate up those blocks, got aggressive up the field, and allowed those other linebackers to get in there and fill the gaps. Great job absorbing blocks. Coach Hawkins, kind of a homecoming tonight, coming back here where he coached so many years. His defense is just playing so well right now.
In a minute, we'll get all the starters out there on defense for the Wildcats. Snap, quarterback's going to throw it, pressured, in trouble. He is sacked. Down to the turf he goes. Big play by the Wildcats.
Yeah, Elijah Bradley, who is your left defensive end, starting as a senior. Tim Walters in there, and Hayden Malcody as the other two on the line. The linebackers, Vashawn Knowles, Bryce Dorsey, Brantley Taylor, and T.J. Hibben. Cornerbacks, Jarrell Jimerson and Valen Henderson, tonight, and safeties, Price Davis and Dallas Frent. We've seen some other guys, some younger rotational guys in there. Izzy Mitchell not able to go tonight. And this defense, we've called a bunch of names. It's not just been one guy.
They're down 14 yards to go for the Admirals. I saw Coach Courtney and his offensive staff just trying to tell the quarterback, you got to throw the ball. He's going to throw it now. Pass is going to be juggled. Was he inbound? It is complete at around the 47-yard line. Let's see, he's going to gave him an extra yard. And they spot it right. It's going to be 4th down. Here comes the punt team. The Wildcat defense holds once again. So the sack by Elijah Bradley, huge on this drive.
And it seems like that's the key with these Farragut drives where they start to get moving, and sometimes it's been self-inflicted where they bobble the snap or they fumble. Other times it's Oak Ridge making a play in the backfield, but it seems like it's a negative play that sets up and eventually leads to that stalled drive. Great job again by the Wildcat defense.
Let's watch the fake here. We can't jump off sides either. It's 4th down, less than 5 yards to go for the Admirals. Good snap. Punts away. Wobbly knuckleball kick. Nobody back for the Wildcats. It's going to take a good Farragut roll, and that's going to go into the end zone. Just at the last moment, at about the 3-yard line, it skipped into the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
No, it won't. Unfortunately, they're going to say because it was kicked. It was kicked, and so they're going to say it hit a player's leg for Farragut at about the 7-yard line, and that's what made it take that awkward skip into the end zone. So it's unfortunate for the Wildcats because this is going to be worst field position, but I think that's actually the right call by the official.
Unless he did it on purpose, and that's probably what they're discussing right now.
I don't think it was on purpose because I don't.
What else would they be discussing?
That ball did not look like it was going to take that skip, and I think they thought they were going to be able to pin it inside the 5.
They're going to put it out at the 20.
Wow. Well, that's a good break. I'll take it. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, they all got together and talked about it, and it'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats at the 20-yard line.
Sometimes, like earlier when I said called for the screen pass and they threw it deep, hey, I'll gladly be wrong if it works out for the Wildcats.
Will Presley is split out to the left side for the Wildcats. Dozier in the backfield. The Wildcats laid a man onto the field. It's one of those receivers. Valen didn't come onto the field here. The Wildcats will have 3 receivers split to the left, 1 lone man to the right. 1st and 10. Wildcats at the 20. Javis Dozier runs over a man, gains about 4 on the play up to the 24-yard line. Farragut does a pretty good job kind of slowing him down, but they haven't been able to slow down Blaine Stansberry and company.
No, they haven't, and that's what's been different and so impressive about the Wildcats is at times they've leaned on Dozier, and rightly so, but tonight Dozier's been really good, but he hasn't been the complete dominant force that he has been in other games. But Oak Ridge, he hadn't had to. They've been able to pick him up.
Farragut showing blitz, might have jumped off sides. Quick pass complete to Will. Needs a block from Valen. Kenny whipped on him, but Will's going to move the ball forward. Valen tried his best to get a block in there, but Farragut kind of outquicked him. And Mike Underwood made a good point here. You have to down the football. You can't touch it like that. It has to be downed by the player.
Okay, good point. Good point by Mike. Appreciate him listening, and we've got some really loyal listeners. I know Jim and Mary Norman were listening earlier, and it's always good to get new listeners, but it's always good to have those guys that have been listening since way before I was even helping you, Dave.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. The Wildcats shuttling players in. Brandon Hayward's going to come into the ball game and actually switch to the opposite side along with Almani Rimbert. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. 8:50 to play, 3rd quarter. 21-3 Oak Ridge. Big play for the Wildcats here trying to keep this drive going. Here comes a quick pass. Incomplete. Almost picked off by number 7, intended for Brandon Hayward. I think we all knew it was going to Brandon that time.
Yeah, and Farragut did too. They almost picked it off, and it was a nice job by Oak Ridge just letting that thing fall to the turf, and it almost spelled trouble. But I'll tell you one thing, I may not know much in this life, but I'll tell you one thing, after sitting in this booth tonight, I know that the Farragut football stadium speakers, they work, David. They work.
Most definitely. I was listening to Mark do the stats up there, and our mics are pretty sensitive, but he was screaming, and I was having to turn the meter down to 0 almost because he was screaming so loud. First punt of the night for the Wildcats, Eli Pearson comes in. He's been a great weapon for the Wildcats. We've talked about him all year. Here's the punt. Takes a while. Gets it away. It's a high spiraling kick, and it's going to be fielded. He called for a fair catch, but he's starting to return it. He's going the opposite way. Got a block from the official, and is going to be tackled. He called for a fair catch.
Easily.
and took off running with it.
He waved his arm.
There is no flag on the field. Maybe we all saw it wrong.
No, I don't think we all saw it wrong. I mean, we didn't all three see. We're not hallucinating. I mean, I got some sleep last night. I think he thought he was going to fall out of bounds, and Oak Ridge. I mean, he put his arm up. I mean, I hear somebody else in the booth saying he threw his arm up, but it ended up only gaining about a yard after all that. But that should be a penalty.
Should be. Either way, it's the Admirals taking over at the 39-yard line. Their own. First down, 10 yards to go. We're in the third quarter, 21-3, Oak Ridge in the lead. Two receivers split to the right. Drummy gets the ball and moves the ball for a gain of about 2. Wildcats kind of slowing him down just a bit to start the third quarter. They had to punt on their opening drive. The Wildcats had to punt on their opening drive of the second half. Farragut now has it second down at 8.
Hayward comes up a little shaken off of that play at the far side cornerback right beside the Wildcat sideline. So it's going to be Jarrell Jimerson coming in. He, Dallas Frent, Bryce Dorsey, and Valen Henderson, the 4 deep back in the defensive backfield for the Wildcats.
7:47 and counting. Second down, 8 yards to go. Ball is at the 41-yard line of Farragut. Duncan straight dropped the pass. Pass is going to be caught. Boom! He missed it. He probably heard T.J. Hibben was coming up on him, and he wasn't able to make the catch.
He might as well have just caught the pass because he took a shot anyways. T.J. Hibben finished that play and made sure he thought about it the next time he runs out there for a pass. How about T.J. Hibben, a guy who's we've seen play some line this year, played some linebacker, and now he's playing a little jag position where he's actually having to kind of act like a sort of a pseudo fifth defensive back. He's out here covering guys in the slot. Really impressed what I've seen just in 1 year, this half a season so far, the growth from T.J. Hibben and how they're able to use him. They're very versatile.
Third down, 8 yards to go. The ball is at the 41-yard line. What I was going to say is the Wildcats have been without J.T. Gormley the last 2 weeks, and the Wildcats are gaining depth because of that. Here's a pass across the way, dropped at the 50-yard line, and they'll be forced to punt. J.T. Gormley started all the first ball games but has missed the last 2. But TJ has come in and got some valuable experience.
Yeah, and you never want to see a guy go down, but where this helps you is not even necessarily right now. Although TJ and some of these other younger guys, Dane, they've played well. This helps you when you get into playoff time because guys are going to get beaten up. Guys are going to have to come in and play in big spots, and now these guys are going to be able to do it having some experience already.
Fourth down, 8 yards to go. Price Davis standing back at the 25-yard line. 7.5 minutes to play third quarter. We've seen nothing but punts here in the third period. 21-3, the Wildcats in the lead. Good snap. He's going to punt it. Low line drive kick, got to get away from it. It's going to take a nice bounce. This time Price picks it up. And at the 10-yard line, you might remember last year's ball game, we tried to do something like that and fumbled it, and Farragut capitalized and got a touchdown.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous play, but it's a play at the college and NFL level you're expected to make. And it takes some guts to do it, but I'll give Price Davis a shout-out there because if he fumbles that ball, obviously it's really bad. He falls on that at about the 12-yard line, the 13-yard line. That was taking an incredible Farragut roll. Oak Ridge now, they can kind of run their offense. If he lets that go, Farragut probably downs that inside the 5.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at around the 14-yard line. Stansbury hands it off to Dozier. Dozier cuts back inside. Not much there. Comes back to his right and moves the ball across the 15 up to the 19-yard line. That was all Javis. He had nothing to his left, had to cut back to the inside, and he picks up about 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, I mean, and how many, the blocking has been great really all year and all night. That time, like you said, most of the time Javis is the first one to say, hey, I can't do it without these guys. That time, it was a one-man show.
Javis is now 9th on the all-time rushing list. He has moved up the ladder really quick here for the Wildcats, and he's going to get another handoff and another run, this time better. 20, 25 to the 29-yard line. That is a 10-bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Yeah, just so good. He doesn't really run sideways, but he's always patient. So just because you getting north and south, meaning get up and down the field, not dancing around, doesn't mean you have to just run full speed ahead. He's patient, he's well-timed, he's always thoughtful, and he's a tremendous athlete.
Coming into this game, he has 2,522 yards, and I'm going to mention this name. He needs 185 yards to tie Jackie Pope on the all-time list. So if you tie him, you've done something. Blaine, busted play here. He's going to have to eat it, and he goes down. It's going to be a loss of a play. If you're mentioning Jackie Pope and somebody playing currently, you're naming your royalty here.
Yeah, no, that absolutely. I mean, that's incredible. But I do think, you talk about sometimes, and you're a big baseball fan, some of these unbreakable records. I don't know if anybody will ever even sniff Jackie Pope's yards per carry. David, you know that off the top of your head.
Oh, yeah, it's just crazy. Almost 18. I mean, it's just crazy. Here's the pitch. No, it's blocked by Oak Ridge. The Wildcats moving the ball to the 35-yard line. Somebody was it Will?
Yeah, it was Will Presley set the edge, and if he doesn't make that play, Farragut might have intercepted that toss in the backfield.
And I could have said, no, I wouldn't have said that. It'll be second down and about 3 yards to go. 5:27 to play in the third quarter. Neither team has picked up. Well, the Wildcats have one first down here in the second half, but both teams have had to punt. The Wildcats need about 3 to keep this drive going.
Talk about these offenses and Coach Rang and what these guys can do on offense, but these defensive staffs are well known too.
Here comes Javas moving the ball, and he's going to be short by about a yard. It's going to be fourth down and 1 yard to go for the Wildcats. 5:01 to play and counting. It is a full yard to go, and with Javas back there, and I know Coach Rang, he has a lot of confidence in his guys, but sometimes he might throw it here. But the Wildcats are going to bring in the jumbo package. Once again, all they need is, it looks like, just less than a full yard.
Yeah, and the play clock's still at about 19 seconds. The play's not in yet. They're looking over. I almost wonder if this isn't a try to get them a false start. They're going out of the shotgun with the jumbo package. There's the fake. They tried to get him to jump. Still 8 seconds, though.
Down to 6 seconds. The Wildcats fourth and a yard to go. And here's Javas with the handoff, and he's got a first down. Nice run by the big guy, and he's still rumbling to the 50, to the Farragut 45-yard line. A 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Yeah, put a running back in there if you need to gain a yard. Put Jajavis in there if you need about 20. What a play. Nice blocking up front. Farragut could not get that initial internal push. It allowed him to have an extra second to be patient, see that the hole was outside to that right tackle, and great finish on the run. Great blocking downfield by, I think it was Hayward out there on that far side as well. The jumbo package again here on first down.
The Wildcats are 5-1 coming into this ballgame, trying to beat Farragut for the first time after losing 3 consecutive. We're going to check in and try to find a Clinton-Lenore City score when we can. First down 10 at the Farragut 45. Blaine's going to go deep. Pass there. He got held up there, but some contact, but I don't think he was going to catch it anyway. It'll bring up second down and 10 yards to go.
As we got a score update from my left here, as Mike Sheehan lets me know that a regional score of interest, perhaps. Lenore City up on Clinton 14-0 at half.
Clinton last year went 0-5 in the region. They have a region win this year over Campbell County. I think they have one more to go against Carnes. Right, currently they're in second place, but they could fall to third if they lose to Lenore City. We've got Lenore City in 2 weeks. Second down, 10 yards to go. Javas with the handoff. Javas, not much there, maybe a yard. Moves the ball to the 44-yard line. Some other people creeping up on the list, and this one might surprise you. Brandon Hayward is 275 yards shy of T. Higgins' all-time receiving mark.
Now that's you consider what Brandon's done, and that's with he's played for 3 different head coaches now, and I say that because that's 3 different offensive systems he's having to learn, different quarterbacks. It's really, really impressive.
3:36 to play. Blaine's going to pass, fires it. Pass is going to be caught right at the sticks. Let's see. He's going to be Almani Rimbert. Might be, one guy marked him right at the 35, and that's all he needed to get to for a first down, and they are already moving the chains. It'll be a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
That was really quick. I actually thought they might try to come out for a measurement, but hey, I'm not going to complain. They move the sticks and say a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down as we wind under 3.5 minutes here in the third.
21-3, Oak Ridge in the lead, 3:25 officially. Ball is at the Farragut 35-yard line. They're moving right to left if you're listening on the radio. Here comes Javas once again and kind of stutter steps forward. They're going to give him a yard or so.
Here's what I love about that play. So it only gets 1 yard, but what you can see is just from that one run. He's only kept it one time all year on that read option. Blaine Stansberry did it in the first half. Nobody expected, but even several drives later, he's still, just because of that one run, that far side, weak side linebacker is still holding up and freezing, and it's causing him not to be able to go downhill and attack the running back as much. And although they didn't pick up a bunch of yards, teams are going to see that on film. Just that one run from Blaine when he kept that on the read option, that's going to pay dividends games down the road.
2nd and 9, little quick pass. Oh, boy. It's going to be complete, and they're going to get about 8 yards on it. But, man, that was almost a pick six. Farragut on the short side of the field read that really well, and Wildcats do make the stop, they make the catch, but, man, that was close.
It was very close, almost an interception. Both defenses have had several really close calls, and here comes a 3rd and short. Now, we've seen Oak Ridge run the ball in these predictable running situations with these heavy sets. They've got Howard in there, the freshman, as a kind of a blocking sort of H-back tight end hybrid. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Rang, with the knowledge that he's in 4-down territory, I wouldn't be surprised to see him air this one out here.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. The ball is at the 26. He's going to hand it to Dozier and pick up another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down as he hits the 25-yard line. That's as far as he needed to go. He got a good spot, and it should be another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down, and we're down to a minute 54. The Wildcats kind of wearing out the Admiral defense right now. The Wildcats making their best drive of the second half here.
Yeah, and I want to see, we've seen Bafford play at left tackle a bunch this year. Elijah Bradley in there at left tackle. He's done a great job filling in.
Here comes Oak Ridge. Javis once again, not much there. Might have even lost a half a yard. Back to the 24.
I just wanted to get these guys a shout out up front because they've held serve all game against this talented Farragut defensive line. Left tackle is Elijah Bradley. Left guard Bafford slides over. He plays the guard tonight. Center Malachi Bonner. Right guard Kanan Hickson. And right tackle the ever-present Ethan Eubanks, who's been a sturdy presence for the Wildcats up front all year as well.
And a member of our crew during basketball season. It'll be 2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats. You might remember last year the Wildcats were shut out by the Farragut Admirals at Blankenship Field. I remember Coach Cummings just really exasperated by the Wildcats' plays. Blaine's going to run it, pumps, and should have thrown it, but he's going to go down right at the sticks. The Wildcats are now faced with 3rd and 10. We got beat last year 24-0.
Well, and then I think the last time I was present for an Oak Ridge game, I don't know if it's Herbert Booker's senior year. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago when Oak Ridge got shut out for the first time. It was in 2017. Boy, time flies. It was in 2017. They lost 41-0, and I think that was the first time they had been shut out in what?
Since 1993 against Riverdale.
Wow.
It'll be for the Wildcats. 3rd down and 11. The Wildcats have made big plays on 3rd downs. Let's see a little confusion here. They're down to 9 seconds on the play clock. Wildcats don't have the right personnel. I think Coach Rang's going to have to call a timeout. We're down to 2 seconds, 1 second, and he's just going to get the play off, and he's going to fire a screen. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be 4th and 10. I think on that occasion you might have wanted to call a timeout because they didn't seem to really have the right personnel in the ball game, and it just didn't go for anything. It's 4th down and 10 yards to go.
Yeah, and it looked like, looking at the far side of the field, as you were saying that you thought they were going to call a timeout, it looked like the coaches, including Coach Rang, were getting really close to that far side official right near the marker. I thought they were going to call a timeout too, and they had enough confidence to get the play off, and all of a sudden on 4th down and 11 here, they're going to drop the field goal unit out. And while Oak Ridge has had success on 4th down, 4th and long, I like this. Get your kicker some experience. He's been money all year long. Make this a 3-touchdown game.
It's a 42-yard kick for the Wildcats. Here's the kick. Lots of pressure. Hits it on its way. It's up, and it is no good. He had a 41-yarder earlier, I think, against Clinton, but that one just fell short, maybe off to the right, and the Farragut defense holds, and the Oak Ridge defense will come onto the field.
Yeah, I still like that decision, though. He actually had enough leg. I think he could have hit that for about 5 to 7 yards further than he was. But like you said, just off to the right. He had enough leg, though. Just miss it to the right. But I think that's good. Give your kicker some confidence. I know he missed it, but show him, hey, I trust you to go out there and get some points. And guess what? If you come down here next drive and do the same thing, I'd send him right back out.
36.4 seconds to play. 3rd quarter, 21-3. Neither team has scored here in the second half. Duncan's going to give it to Drummy. Drummy tries to get outside, and Drummy is dropped at the 23-yard line. And we're down to 28 seconds to play. Let's see if they get a playoff before the 3rd quarter comes to a close. Wildcats in the lead, 21-3, trying to win for the 32nd time since 1977 against the Farragut Admirals. The Wildcats 31-17 all time. We're down to 10 seconds. Play clock has not been reset. Second down for the Admirals. Second down and 7 yards to go. Duncan to Drummy. Drummy tries to get outside and goes inside and is tackled at the 36 gain of about 2, and that is the final play of the third quarter. We head to the fourth and final quarter here at Farragut High School, Eddie Courtney Stadium. The Wildcats lead the Admirals 21-3, and we'll be back in 60 seconds.
Mortgage Investors Group at the Oak Ridge office, we love our community and Oak Ridge Wildcat football. We pride ourselves in taking the same winning tradition in helping you find the perfect mortgage loan for your family. Ask for Norma Sheldon, Jackie Pullen, Shannon Ockeltree, or Darren Osborne at 865-482-8910 or visit us online at mortgageinvestorsgroup.com. Tennessee Mortgage License Number 109111. MIG is an equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Farragut High School. David Clary, Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan up in the booth with us for the Wildcats, leading 21-3. Handoff to Drummy. Drummy being pursued by some white shirts, but he turns that corner and is bumped out of bounds, maybe shy of the 30. That's where he had to get the first down, and they're going to say he hit the 30, and that should be a first down for the Farragut Admirals.
Yeah, great pursuit that time. And TJ Hibben was the initial defender, and it looks like he's going to come up. He's going to have some help with the ball. TJ Hibben that time coming up a little gimpy, as it looks like he's holding his shoulder or something. Brian Leffler, the trainer for the Wildcats, out to look at him.
So we've got an injury timeout sponsored by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. We'll take a break. We'll send it back to Brian Bennett. 21-3 Oak Ridge, back to Farragut in 60 seconds.
You should be comfortable at home. You also should be able to breathe easy and relax and not have to pay a dime more than necessary for that privilege. That's the mission that drives us to work hard every day at Cook's Comfort Systems. We provide top-notch installation of heating and air, plus heat pump, air conditioning repair, and air quality services to families and businesses throughout the Oak Ridge and Knoxville area. As a family-owned and operated company, we pride ourselves on our honesty, integrity, and quality of workmanship. We are totally committed to your comfort. Call Cook's Comfort Systems today at 865-248-5001. Cook's Comfort Systems, your best choice for comfort.
Every visit, we are striving to help you achieve your highest level of self-esteem and confidence. We want to thank you for entrusting us with your smile for 20.
First down, 10 yards to go for Farragut. Drummy gets the hand. Oh, it's going to be a pass play. It's going to be caught. Block in the back, no call. Here comes a pass. It's going to gain about 10.
Yeah, quite an obvious block in the back right in front of the Oak Ridge sideline. It looked like to me, maybe it wasn't, but surprised there wasn't a little more argument there from the Wildcat sideline as we're into the fourth quarter now, and Farragut trying to make a comeback. They got to get a touchdown. They got to get a touchdown on this drive, you would think, and certainly a good way to start that off if they can move the chains right here.
Ball's at the 39-yard line, 11:40 to play in the ball game, 21-3 Wildcats. Farragut, second down and a yard to go. Quarterback wanted to run, wanted to throw, and he eludes tacklers. There's a hold, no call. They pop him out of bounds at around the 47-yard line. All of a sudden, no flags are being thrown, and we might have hit him late out of bounds there. There was definitely a hold on the side there too, but Let's let them play. I mean, I argue about too many flags. Let's let them play, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm with you and with some of these Farragut fans in front of us below the press box. I thought that it was Oak Ridge really fortunate not to get called for a late hit on the quarterback out of bounds.
From the 47-yard line of Oak Ridge, 11:29 to play. Duncan's going to go deep. Pass is there. Pass is a one-handed attempt, and it's incomplete. Wildcat defensive back got caught on the sideline there and almost got burned, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Jarrell Jemerson got caught looking back in the backfield, and you obviously can't run as fast going backwards looking with your head turned around as you can, running forwards. And that time, Coach, it looks like Vontae Henderson out there giving him a little bit of a tip right there, saying, hey, you got to stick with him because he was beat. If the throw's a little more accurate, Farragut probably scores a touchdown.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Ball's at the 47-yard line. Next week, Oak Ridge will be at home against Bearden. Duncan's pass is going to be caught, trying to work through it. Here's a nice tackle by, I believe, probably number 10, Price Davis. And you can always tell when it's low at the ankles, it's going to be Price Davis.
And when a guy comes in there like a torpedo, just a missile coming in down there, usually it's Price Davis or Izzy Mitchell. And Izzy not out there tonight. And Dallas Friend, I'll throw them in there as well. Those guys, at the safety position, they just come in flying ready to hit somebody.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. The ball at the 45-yard line, down to 10:52 and counting in the ball game. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left of the quarterback, 1 lone running back. That's Drummy back there once again. Duncan to pass, pressured, sacked! Down he goes! At the 49-yard line, the Wildcats must have been good coverage down there because he pump faked, and it's a big, big play defensively for the Wildcats.
Yeah, great coverage. There's sometimes you get pressure early. That time it was a coverage sack. He stepped up in the pocket like you're trained to do, but at a certain point you've got to sense that pressure's coming. You got to either get rid of it or scramble. He did neither, and Elijah Bradley scrambled right into his 2nd or 3rd sack of the ball game.
4th down, the Wildcats were expecting a punt, but I didn't think they're not going to punt here. They're down 21-3. They've got to run their offense here. It's 4th down, 12 yards to go. Ball's at the 49-yard line after the sack. Duncan looking at a 4-man front.
Somebody's got to cover the slot.
Here comes the quarterback to pass, rolling. Sacked again! Big-time play, Elijah Bradley, and the Wildcats will take over. Great play by the senior.
And I don't know what the record is in a game. I think that's his 3rd true sack, and I think if they count that play where the quarterback fumbled and Elijah was the nearest defender, if they count that, that would be, I think, 4 sacks on the night. What a night. 2 sacks in a row by big 51 Elijah Bradley.
9:49 to play in the ball game. Back on the field comes the Oak Ridge offense. Neither offense has scored here in the second half. We were 21-3 at halftime. The Wildcats have been able to move the ball. Farragut has been stifled. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Dozier 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. He's in the end zone. I spoke too soon. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. DeJobus Dozier takes it in, and the Wildcats up their lead to 27-3 with exactly 9:39 to play.
43-yard run for Dozier, and you feel like that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Momentum is a thing, especially in football, and you just felt like when Farragut didn't convert that, everybody kind of just took a deep breath and went, that's probably about it, and in fact, it was.
Wildcats trying to end a 3-game losing streak to these guys. Lots of pressure, kick is up, and it is good. 28-3 Wildcats, 9:39 to play in the ball game. We'll be back with the Oak Ridge kickoff in 60 seconds.
Your pets are part of the family, and the caring professionals at MacArthur Animal Hospital know this, and they put their years of veterinary experience in caring to work. MacArthur Animal Hospital is located at 2190 Oak Ridge Turnpike in Oak Ridge. To learn more or to make an appointment, please call Dr. Paul Sluha at 865-482-1797. MacArthur Animal Hospital is proud to support some other cats too, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and they would like to wish them well this season. MacArthur Animal Hospital, proudly serving the Oak Ridge area. 482-1797.
Designing your dream outdoor living space is the past week of time. Take care. We're already creating a custom kitchen for you and the whole team. Kiki Pearson.
Here's the kick by Oak Ridge. It's going to be bounding at the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, up to the 32-yard line before the stop is made.
If you're Farragut, this is where you kind of got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and just say, hey, what are we playing for here? We got to have some pride. Like Oak Ridge didn't want to get shut out the last couple of times in the last few years. You got to say, hey, we don't want to get stopped without putting a touchdown on the board tonight. We may not win this game, but let's get some momentum. They play in an incredibly tough region with Maryville, with Bearden, with Bradley. You say, hey, let's get some momentum because this season's far from over, but it's got to start here. They got to try to get something productive on this drive. Just move the chains.
28-3 the score. Here's a pass play. It's going to be caught right at the 34-yard line. Very short gain. 9:27 to play. Farragut, I mean, you mentioned their schedule. They opened the season with wins over Powell and Cleveland, 2 very impressive wins, but they have lost 4 in a row since then.
Yeah, and this is a staff that knows what they're doing. They've got state titles on their resume. They'll get this thing turned out. It's just a tough schedule they're playing.
3rd down along 5, passes caught, and the stop is eventually made maybe shy of the first down by about a yard, depending on where he got the spot. He had to get to the 40. He is shy by about a yard. It's 3rd and 1.
Yeah. Jemerson, Brantley Taylor out there, Frent as well. And, how good does it feel now, again, other opposing teams, if they're talking about Farragut's record, now they're talking about that tough stretch where they played Oak Ridge. We're now back in that realm, in that territory, and that feels great as a lifelong Wildcat fan.
Wildcats are trying to go 6-1 on the year. Here's the handoff to Drummy, and he's got a first down, and more as he moves the ball to the 45-yard line. But these short gains are just not going to cut it when you're down 28-3 with 8:26 to play in the ballgame.
Yeah, and I've really been impressed with Drummy. He's a tough runner. He's taking a lot of shots tonight.
He's really good. I like him.
But he has really been effective. Unfortunately, it's just kind of all been on him.
Duncan back to pass. Pass is wide open once again. Once again, that was near disaster, but the throw is not caught. Might have been out of bounds anyway. It'll be 2nd down, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10, and like you said, to me, it's hard to tell. It was really close to being a really good pass. The receiver had to stretch out. I couldn't tell from here. It was on the opposite side if it went through his hands or if it was just overthrown. Regardless, Oak Ridge dodges a bullet.
2nd down, 10, back to pass, batted down at the line of scrimmage. The Wildcats came in with Malik Howard, and he knocks the ball down to the turf.
They list Malik, I think, at 6'3". He's probably closer to 6'4" and growing. A guy who I think you told me earlier in the year is not just big, he's athletic, been dunking since middle school. He kind of like Elijah Bradley. He's got those long arms as a defensive end, can really make it hard for a quarterback to find a lane to throw that ball through.
He's going to make it tough on Aaron Green to put a freshman on the varsity team, but he's a good player. Back to pass once again, 3rd and 10, nearly sacked. He's trying to get away. He does elude a couple tacklers and moves the ball. He slides shy of a first down. You can hear the Farragut fans wanting a late hit, but you can't. He did slide, but
it was more of a settle down than a slide. It wasn't the most graceful slide I've ever seen. And like you said, if he just takes one more step before he slides, he probably's got a first down. Instead, it's 4th and 1.
4th down, 1 yard to go, as Alex Myers said, at the 45-yard line. They're going to pass it. He throws it, and the pass is caught for a first down. Then he fumbles it upfield. Coach Rang says it's incomplete, and he's going to say it's incomplete. And the Wildcats are going to take over on downs. Coach Rang did a little bit of jockeying with the official across the way there.
It appears that Coach Rang has been studying his athletic director. I remember a Clinton game a few weeks ago when Coach Gaddis was politely trying to give the officials some suggestions on the sideline. Coach Rang did it there. And, hey, when the play happens on your side of the field, you got to fight for your guys. Coach Rang did it just there.
7:22 to play in the ball game. The Wildcats comfortably in the lead, 28-3. One of the few times in a while in this Farragut series we've been able to kind of relax a little bit. The last few years it has been all Farragut. Really, we had a 21-14 game a couple years ago. I mean, a 35-30 game, but that was score was kind of deceiving. Wildcats scored like 2 touchdowns in the final 30 seconds of that game. Screen pass intercepted. They have been very close to that all night long, and he finally stepped in front of it and picked it off.
Yeah, he did. It was Kent Carball, the junior, 6'2", 175-pounder. Like you said, and like some guys up here in the press box said, it's really kind of Oak Ridge has been flirting with disaster, to quote Molly Hatchett. They've done it a couple times, and they almost did it earlier in the game a couple of times. They did it there, and thankfully it's not going to lose Oak Ridge the ball game, but certainly you're putting something on film where there's a little bit of a tendency there.
7:18 to play in the ball game, but Farragut takes over at the 33-yard line. Here comes the pass play again. He's in a lot of trouble. Floats it down the way. This one could be picked off. It's incomplete. Man, we have got to be a little bit more aggressive. You've got to want to get that ball, and they almost let the Farragut guy catch it. They knocked it away, but you got to be aggressive, and that's your ball too.
Yeah. It's as a defensive back. I mean, football is all about being the hammer or the nail. You're one or the other, and that time it looked like Oak Ridge from a defensive back standpoint. If you have a shot to go get that ball, you've got to take initiative. You've got to be the aggressor. Go up and be an athlete. Make a play. You've got the hands. You've got the ball skills. Put into use.
2nd and 10. Pass across the way. That one's almost intercepted by Brandon Hayward here on the near sideline. It's 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Farragut just can't get it going. They've had some drops in the passing game. They've been able to move the ball effectively on the ground, but the passing game just hasn't been there.
And it's weird because sometimes it looks like the quarterback's at fault. Other times it looks like he's playing pretty well. The receivers just aren't making plays, and I think it's a little bit of everything on offense right now for Farragut, just not really clicking.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. Duncan to pass. He looks to run. Here comes Elijah from the backside. Pass is deflected. Intercepted. Oak Ridge. 30, 40, 50, 30, 25, 20. Down to the 15-yard line. He did it one too many times, and the Wildcats pick it off.
Price Davis, I believe, off the deflection. And where does that start? Price will get the credit. He deserves it. But who else deserves credit? Elijah Bradley has been in there all night, hit the quarterback as he was throwing it, caused that to be an inaccurate pass. And another Wildcat defender, I think a linebacker, tipped the ball up in the air. Price was there. Like we just said, it's your ball too. Go be aggressive, make a play on it. Price did just that, and now the Wildcats have the ball inside the Farragut 20-yard line.
6:47 to play in the ball game. We'll have player interviews at the conclusion of the ball game. Coach Rang is well down on the field. 28-3 Wildcats. We're in the 4th and final quarter here at Farragut. Wildcat offense a little slow. They're a little slow getting the officials coming down. The Wildcats, I believe, sideline warning. Did I hear him say that?
It sounded like it, but it's a little bit hard to hear.
Yeah, the great Farragut band is playing right in front of us. 1st down, 10 yards to go. They still haven't set the chains. Javis is going to move the ball across the 15-yard line. And it'll be for the Wildcats. 2nd down and about 8 yards to go.
And if you could, I'm aware enough to realize Elijah's starting, and it's usually Bafford. They've scooted Bafford down to the left guard instead of the left tackle. Who's missing that's caused that adjustment tonight?
2nd down, 8 yards to go. The ball's at the 15-yard line, 6:21 to play. Wildcats play clock is dead stopped at 39. And
well, the game clock's not, so you might as well let it run.
Yeah.
Oh, they're snapping it.
2nd down and 8. Here comes the Wildcats running the ball, moving the ball to the 10, down to the 7-yard line. The Javis Dozier once again with 5:58 to play in the ball game, and the Wildcat lead is 28-3.
Yeah, it's not going to matter, but that's as Blaine gets a little bit older, that's going to be a play where he recognizes that play clock and says, hey, let's just wind this thing down. There's no need to be snapping the ball right now with a big lead, snapping it with over 30 seconds left on 2nd down on the play clock.
3rd down, 3 yards to go. The last time the Wildcats won was 2019. Wildcats won 21-14. Farragut has won the last 3, but Oak Ridge does lead the series 31 wins to 17 defeats since 1977. Play clock down to 8 now. In motion, Hayward. He gets the pitch. He has a 1st down. He has a touchdown for the Wildcats. Put 6 more on the board for the Wildcats. The Wildcats take advantage of that interception by Oak Ridge's Price Davis, and Oak Ridge is over the 30-point mark. It's 34-3.
Brandon started that play by using his speed, beating a defender to the edge. Then he put that plant foot in, that left foot, got north and south, got upfield, and finished with some power running over a guy into the end zone. But who was out there to help him with that block downfield into the end zone? Almonte Rimbert.
And the Wildcats will attempt another extra point. The holder is Adam Washington. Lots of pressure again. And the kick, it is good. Eli Pearson splits the uprights. It's 35-3, the Wildcats. The last time the Wildcats had such a big advantage over the Farragut Admirals, you have to go back to Spencer Goldmeyer's senior year when the Wildcats beat the Farragut Admirals by a score of 39-0 in the first meeting. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with a Wildcat kickoff. 35-3 Wildcats, back in 30 seconds.
For personal, professional, and affordable accounting services, call Tracy Larrabee, CPA. Tracy's a 1978 graduate of Oak Ridge High School and can help with business, individual, estate, interest, tax accounting services, payroll processes for businesses, small business bookkeeping, tax planning, plus management advocacy services. Call Tracy Larrabee, CPA, 425-7736, or stop by 683 Emory Valley Road, Suite B. Tracy Larrabee, CPA.
David Clary back here along with Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan, John Ulrich. Here's the pop-up kick this time in no man's land. It's going to be fielded by the Admirals. Good block there by the Admirals, and he's up the field with it, and they're going to tackle him right at midfield. Wildcats' first time tonight, they've gone with the pop-up. Tackle is made by Rush, I believe. And with 4 minutes and 44 seconds to play, it'll be 1st and 10, Farragut, the ball right at midfield.
Yeah, one of the better starting field positions Farragut's had, but that hasn't necessarily mattered. They've only scored 3 points on the night, obviously, and it's not been getting across the 50 that's been Farragut's problem. It's been what they've done or what they haven't been able to do after they cross that marker.
35-3 Wildcats here. Farragut with 3 receivers split to the right. Out of the backfield, pass is caught. There's a hold, no call. Move the ball gain of about 3. There was a hold on the receiver trying to block, but I guess they've quit calling that.
Well, they had Vashawn Niles out there, and this has been one of the first game all year where we haven't just called his name a whole bunch of times. He's made some plays, no doubt, but certainly some other guys making some plays, and now Oak Ridge has got a guy down in the defensive backfield with a cramp, it looks like.
Let's take a quick timeout. This injury timeout sponsored by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back once again to Farragut High School. The Wildcats in the lead comfortably, 35-3 over the Farragut Admirals. The Wildcats will go 6-1 on the year. Farragut will lose for the 5th consecutive time.
Wow,
that's unheard of.
No, it really is. And this is not a bad Farragut team. They've got some athletes, so they just offensively they just haven't been able to put it together.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. Duncan to pass, goes deep again. This time the pass is intercepted almost again. That one was not a well-thrown pass and nearly picked off by the Wildcats.
How many sophomores can these guys trot out? They've got a whole team of sophomores. It seems like playing meaningful snaps to the Wildcats. That time, one we haven't called his name tonight, Tyree Porter, a sophomore defensive back for the Wildcats.
3rd down, 7 yards to go. 3:33, the moving clock here. Hand off to Drummy, and Drummy is blasted, and down he goes. It's going to be 4th down again. You can hear some of the Farragut fans and their students not too happy about this. Being an Oak Ridge guy and actually thinking Farragut as our number 1 rival, I'm really, really enjoying this one.
Oh, yeah, and I'll tell you who else is. One Joe Gaddis.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. 4th down, 6 yards to go. Duncan all day fires a pass. It's complete. There's a flag. And I heard a guy.
Roughness, it should be. Come on now. Malcody's laying on the ground after he got blocked in the back, and then a guy Jumps on it back again.
Well, they haven't called that here. They're going to stop the clock at 2:46 to play. It is going to be against Farragut. I'm pretty sure they haven't really. It is going to be a hold against the Farragut Admirals.
And I'll tell you what, if Joe Gaddis is listening, I'm also happy to see that, Coach Gaddis.
He's down on the sideline right now. He can't be listening. He might watch it later, but he might be the first one out on the field after the game's over.
We do have a final on that Clinton score. Clinton falls to Lenoir City 16-7. Bearden was up on their opponent. Oak Ridge going to be playing Bearden in a couple of weeks.
Fourth down, no, next week.
Next week.
Next week. It's fourth down facing Farragut. Fourth down, 16 yards to go. Duncan the pass is there, and it's going to be caught. The Wildcats gave a lot of space, and they complete the pass. Valen Henderson makes the stop, but not before Farragut picks up a first down. We're down to 2.5 minutes to play, though.
And Jordan Shepard just had a little bit too much padding there, too much space, and now it looks like Oak Ridge, another player, after this first down coming down what looks like a cramp. It looks like it might be one of Oak Ridge's defensive backs again.
Okay, we're going to hold it right here. Let's check out some of these other numbers that are in the ballgame right now for the Wildcats.
Yeah, you got, obviously, I mentioned Tyree Porter in there. You've also got Dominic Fields, one of the first times we've called his name this season. We've got
Junior Adams, his first time. He started practicing for the first time this week. He's had a knee injury, and he's getting a chance to play as a senior. Good to see Junior out there.
Now, is he related to Jacob Adams at all or no? Okay, good to see Junior in there. Also, and for one of the first times tonight, I've seen Lane Malcody, a senior, 6 foot, 214-pound offense and defensive lineman. It also looks like Tristan Chartrand is in there. Tristan, a bright future. He's a sophomore, 5'11 sophomore. This is one of the favorite things is when some of these younger guys get in there. And then again, Dominic Fields in there for the first time.
So the injured Wildcat is wandering off the field here. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Farragut will have it first down and 10 yards to go. Mike trying to move over here. Mike is currently sitting at the 35, at the 36, the 37, and the 38. And he's now moving over next to me. Here's the pass caught. Catch is made, and the stop is made by the Wildcats. And I think it's David Jenkins there on the stop. Yeah, David.
It's great to see some of these young players get in, David. They practice hard all week long, and now they're getting the playing time here at Farragut with 1:45 left.
Here comes Duncan to pass. Floats it out there. Pass is going to be intercepted by Oak Ridge. The Wildcats have another interception. Oak Ridge picks it off. Jarrell Jimerson for the second consecutive week picks off a pass. He picked one off last week against Central, and the Wildcats will take over first down and 10 yards to go.
This has been a great victory for the Wildcats, David. You know, it's been such a drought. I mean, 2019, here it is, 2023. I'm really pleased with the way the Wildcats have played tonight. They played better than any expectation that I had coming into this game, David.
For the second consecutive year, Clinton has fallen to Lenoir City, and they have now lost 2 region ball games. And I guess, I don't know where they're going, but they're not coming for the championship this year. It's going to be first down and 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 15-yard line. Wildcats, let's see, new quarterback in the ball game. That is the freshman Parker Free, and he hands it off to a running back. Parker is the son of Travis Free, the head baseball coach at Oak Ridge.
Yeah, rocker arms on the carry there for a Wildcats. The Admirals defended that run very well. Actually lost a yard on the play.
Second down, 11 yards to go, 1:04 to play in the ball game. I don't know where Alex went. He didn't take the mic with him. It'll be second down and 11 yards to go. Alex will be going down to the field to do some player interviews. 3 receivers split to the right for Parker. Down to 48 seconds and counting. Snap, the handoff to, no, it's going to be Parker running it. Parker is going to be tackled right at the 15-yard line. That might be it. We're down to 38 seconds to play. Where did Alex go without the microphone?
I have no idea. He went to the right over here. I thought maybe he was going.
It'll be third down and 10 yards to go.
He's going to take the mic down on the field so he can
thank you, Cody Jordan.
Coach and player interviews after the game.
Yeah, he took off to his right, and I'm hoping he's going to be heading down to the field. but the game is over. The Wildcats have won by a final score of 35-3. Mike, congratulations. The Wildcats end a 3-game losing streak to the Farragut Admirals, and more importantly, the Wildcats are now 6-1 on the year, just having a phenomenal season under first-year coach Derek Ring.
Yeah, it was very impressive, David. They just seem to get better every week, you know. Like I said, coming in, my expectation weren't this high, but they really played well tonight, especially on defense. Give those guys credit. I mean, the Farragut Admirals only scored 3 points the whole night. The only time they scored was in the first quarter. And what a great night for the Wildcats, and a big, huge victory, even though it wasn't a regional game, because Oak Ridge is 5A, they're 6A. But it's still, for pride and enjoyment, you can't beat the Wildcat win tonight, 35-3 over the Farragut Admirals.
I know exactly why Alex left. He had to go take over the camera up top because John had to go to the little boys' room down there. So that's where Alex went upstairs. So he'll be heading down to the field just a moment ago. I just embarrassed our camera guy. Final score 35-3. We're going to take a break. We'll have the Fox Insurance Group postgame show coming up in a bit. Oak Ridge wins it 35-3. We'll be back to Farragut in 3 minutes.
down here with DeJavis Dozier as DeJavis, another game, another touchdown early on that helped, I think, kickstart this offense, your team, and obviously your night. You had another successful night. This night was a little bit different. I think you've had some gashing, some gaping holes the last several weeks at times. Tonight, Farragut did a much better job of closing those holes. It was a little bit tougher, but you still found a way to get some yards.
Yeah, so like I said, Coach was iterating to us in the beginning of practice, beginning of this week at practice, about they had to pick, either contain the pass or contain the run. I thought they did a good job on both of them. I mean, we got a nice pass in the beginning of the first quarter with Will Presley and stuff like that, and like nice little hitches. But for the most part, they did their job. But at the end of the day, you got to be a playmaker, so I had to make a play.
And you guys have a bunch of playmakers. We're going to talk to one of those guys who went for 80 yards on Monty Rimbert in a moment. How much easier does it make it as a guy who the defense is going to key on throughout the season, and you know that, everyone in the stands knows that, how much easier does that make it when there's other guys they have to worry about as well?
Like I said, Monty, he's a phenomenal athlete, bro. We've been playing since middle school and stuff like that, and his speed, and people don't know he has crazy strength too. So he gonna, just like me, he's gonna break a tackle off, and then when he gets to the open field like that, early second quarter or something like that, second quarter, he's gone. As soon as he got 10 yards, he was gone.
Wildcats are 6-1. I'm sure that's great to hear for you. I know our fans love it back home. Got Bearden next week. I know there's a talented bunch. What are you guys doing this week between now? You're celebrating tonight, but what do you got to do to get ready for them? Finally off the road and back at the friendly confines of Blankenship.
We just got to lock in like last season. I mean, last season when we went there, it didn't end like the way we wanted it to. But like I said, we're going to go through this week. We on break still. We're going to go through this week. We're going to work like we did this week against Farragut and get a win. Simple as that.
Thank you so much, DeJavis Dozier. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's keep it right here. Almani, if you'll come up next. I told Elijah we're going to save him for last, so he's got to stand around and wait. I appreciate it. Right. Being patient. Almani, we talked to you last week. It was a sort of pseudo-homecoming in a way for you, playing against so many guys that you know and love over there at the Bobcats in North Knoxville. Tonight we come to far west Knoxville and Farragut, another Knox County team, a legendary coach. It's always tough when you play Farragut, but tonight you guys had their number really from the jump.
Yeah, we felt we had a chip on our shoulder from last year. You know, we got goose egg dropped on us last year at our home turf at Blankenship, 24-0 last year, and then we came out tonight. They put us on senior night. We found that out, so we just felt we had a chip on our shoulder. We played like it too.
And we didn't talk about that on the broadcast, and we should have, and that's my mistake because I thought about that. And you don't usually see a tough opponent, a historically great opponent like Oak Ridge or a Farragut on a team senior night. You try to typically schedule an easy win. You guys noticed that, so I'm glad you pointed that out. Is that talked about in the locker room? How was that noted from you guys?
I just let them know, like, they don't think nothing of y'all basically if they putting you on senior night. That's what it is. Senior night, homecoming, same thing. You know, they don't think anything of you. They don't respect you. So I just made that known in the locker room.
Well, speaking of respect, defenses are going to have to learn to respect you and your speed and your ability to make plays with the ball in your hand. From the sound of the call from our radio, from the look of the stands, it was so quick. Most people probably think you just took the end around. It actually was a reverse, if I'm not mistaken. Walk us through the design of that play, and as you broke around the outside, just take me through what you saw on that play.
You know, Jarvis is a big threat, so they're going to key on him a lot. So pretty much just makes my job easy, you know. I can either bounce it or cut off the tackle and then cut inside. I mean, it's pretty much been money every time we ran it this season. So.
Well, you did it, and you broke it off not just for a long gain, but an 80-yard touchdown. And I was talking to Coach Kasner before the game saying, hey, who do I need to look out for? And he mentioned number 5, and he said he's got a lot of speed. And sure enough, it was you and number 5 going down the sideline. And I thought, we haven't seen anybody catch Almani from behind all year. Will this be the first? No, sir.
No, sir. You know, nah.
Coming back next week, last question, I'll get you out of here. How good does it feel after really you haven't played in about a month and a half at the friendly confines of Blankenship Field? How much are you and this team looking forward to as seniors just coming back and playing in front of your home stadium? Fans will be back. The bands will be back after a fall break. How much are you looking forward to that?
Man, the support from Blankenship has been really, really good this year. You know, we've been doing pretty well. So everybody's been attending, and, you know, all the kids is there, high-five us down the steps. So, I mean, it's going to be great to be back in the atmosphere, you know. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
Knox County last week at Central, Knox County this week at Farragut, and it'll be Knox County for the 3rd week in a row as you guys play Bearden. That's a tough opponent. Good luck as you get ready for them next week.
Thank you.
Elijah Bradley, as we'll get you now, I appreciate you being very patient, very, very patient with us. You've done a lot of good things this year, your senior season. Before we get to the defense, and we will, you were playing some left tackle on offense tonight. To me, that's one of the first times I've noticed it. Is that the first time you've actually done that this season, or are we seeing things? If so, what caused that change?
Since our right guard got injured, he got a concussion, they had to move our right tackle down to guard. So that moved me up to playing tackle. This is my first time playing tackle in a game, so yeah.
Okay, I'm glad it was, and I didn't just make that up, because I would have sounded, not the brightest. It doesn't take much for that to happen. But what do you guys see as a defensive player primarily? Switching over to offense, how does that sort of change your mindset? How is it a different mindset going from defensive lineman to offensive lineman?
It just holds me more accountable because I'm playing both positions now, so I know on offense we're trying to score, and then on defense we're trying to stop them, so it pretty much holds me accountable for both sides in the whole entire game.
Well, stop them you guys did. You only gave up 3 points, and you gave that up early on. It was 7-3, and you guys outscored them 28-zip after that, 35-3, the final score. How much pride did you guys take? Amani talked about they had you guys scheduled for senior night. After you guys got shut out last year, they've beaten us 3 times in a row. How much pride did you guys take coming out here tonight on their field trying to make a big play happen?
It felt really good since they beat us the last 5 years. It felt amazing coming out here, shutting them out like that since they shut us out last year 24-0, so yeah.
I remember Coach Cummings after the game. He was not happy. The team wasn't happy. Much different atmosphere certainly tonight. Now, on the defense, I would be remorse if I didn't say something about your personal performance. They've got you down. Vashon said it. Mark Hayes said it as 3 sacks. If I'm you, I'm going to ask if that fumble where you were the nearest defender and you can't get up off the turf in high school, I'm going to ask if that counts. Maybe you can sneak a 4th one in there. 3 sacks, though. Incredible performance. What allowed that to happen tonight?
I just remember my dad before the game, he told me I need to get 3 sacks. So I'm like, yes, sir. And I went up there and got 3 sacks. So it felt really amazing because that was a personal best in the game.
And one that you didn't get, but you were oh so close to, it was almost bigger than a sack, and you already know what I'm talking about. You got the pressure, and it forced a bad throw, which ultimately led to a Price Davis pick. Did you get some props off of that off the sideline?
Yep. All the coaches came up to me and said that was my play.
Okay, good. We tried to give you some credit up there. I'm glad that they did as well. So maybe you just got to tell Pops, hey, if you called 3 last game, you got 3 this game, tell him to give, say, 10 and 3 touchdowns next game. You think that'll work?
I think that'll work.
You got Bearden next week, finally coming back to Oak Ridge to play at home in front of that stand at Blankenship Field. How ready and pumped up are you guys to finally get back playing on your home field?
I think transferring this win over this week's practice with the whole team's energy, I feel like we're going to go into this game the same way we did with a chip on our shoulder because they beat us last year and come out with a win.
It's going to be a tough game. You guys got a long, hard week of preparation, I'm sure, but I'll let you go in there. It sounds like you guys are having a party. I'll let you go back in there and have some fun. Hey, congrats on a big game tonight.
Thank you.
David, back up to you. Thanks so much to Elijah, Almani, as well as to Javis.
Thanks a lot, Alex. Appreciate that. Mike, why don't you run down the scoring summary to this point?
Okay, thank you, David. First off, for the Wildcats, with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter, DeJarvis Dozier ran one in from 1 yard out after the Wildcats drove it down the field 73 yards for the touchdown to go up 6-0. Eli Pearson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 7-0. Then, with 3:01 left still in the first quarter, the Farragut Admirals got the ball down to the 27-yard line where Ryan McHugh kicked a field goal from 27 yards out for the only points of the night for the Farragut Admirals. The Wildcats led 7-3. Then with 42 seconds left, the Wildcats drove the ball down to the 11-yard line after a beautiful pass from Blaine Stansberry to Will Presley, moved the ball down to the 11-yard line. Blaine handed a fake handoff inside to Jarvis Dozier. Everybody bid on him, and Blaine Stansberry went around left end untouched for the Wildcats' second touchdown of the night. The Wildcats went up 13-3. Then Eli Patterson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and with 42 seconds left in the first half, the Wildcats led 14-3. Then in the second quarter, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, Armani Rimbert ran an 80-yard touchdown run untouched to break the Farragut Admirals back and go up 20-3. Eli Pearson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 21-20. Then in the fourth quarter, the Oak Ridge Wildcats attempted a 42-yard field goal by Eli Pearson. It fell just a little bit short, so the game remained 21-3 for the Wildcats. Then in the fourth quarter, DeJarvis Dozier ran a 43-yard touchdown run to put the Wildcats up 27-3. Eli Pearson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 28-3. Then the fifth and final score of the game was a 9-yard touchdown run by Brandon Hayward to put the Wildcats up 34-3. Oak Ridge's Eli Pearson came in, Mr. Reliable, kicked the ball between the uprights, and the final score was the Oak Ridge Wildcats 35, the Farragut Admirals 3.
Mike, I appreciate your good work as usual. 35-3, as Mike said. I'm not sure if Mark is ready or not, so I will take a 60-second timeout. Final score 35-3 Wildcats. We'll be back with Mark's stats in 60 seconds.
Much. Oak Ridge victorious tonight over the Farragut Admirals by a final score of 35-3. Looking at the statistics, first for Oak Ridge, they were led on the ground by DeJarvis Dozier. He had 144 yards on 25 carries, averaging 5.8 yards per carry. Almonte Rimbert, he had one carry. It was for 80 yards. It was a touchdown. Blaine Stansberry, quarterback for the Wildcats, he had 5 carries for 4 yards. Parker Free came in late. He had a 1-yard carry, and Riker Arms also ran the ball late. He had a carry for -1 yard. So as a team, the Wildcats gained 228 yards on the ground on 33 carries. That's an average 6.9 yards per carry as a team. Quarterback for the Wildcats tonight, Blaine Stansberry, he was 10 of 20 for 160 yards. He did have 1 interception on the night. Receiving for the Wildcats, they were led by Will Presley. 3 catches for 61 yards. His long was 49. Brandon Hayward, he had 4 receptions for 59 yards. DeJarvis Dozier had a 23-yard reception. And Almonte Rimbert had 2 catches for 17 yards. So as a team, the Wildcats had 228 yards on the ground on 33 carries at 160 yards on 10 receptions for a total offense tonight of 388 yards. Wildcats earned 11 first downs in the ballgame. They were penalized 3 times for 25 yards. That was the same penalties they had at halftime, so no penalties for the Wildcats in the second half. Now looking at the Admirals, they were led on the ground by Wyatt Drummy. He had 20 carries for 112 yards. That's an average of 5.6 yards per carry. Excuse me. Cam Duncan, he carried the ball 7 times. He's their quarterback for 7 yards. As a team, they rushed the ball 27 times, gaining 119 yards on the ground. That's an average of 4.4 yards per carry. As I said, Cam Duncan, their quarterback, through the air, he was 21 of 39. He did have 2 interceptions. He had 163 yards. Receiving for the Admirals, they were led by Robbie Jacobs. He had 55 yards on 5 receptions. Jordan Shepard, 41 yards on 4 receptions. Landis Devalia had 27 yards on 4 receptions. Wyatt Drummy had 16 yards on 3 receptions. Brooks Burnett, 2 receptions for 10 yards. Landon Collins, also 2 receptions for 10 yards. And Noah Gunter had a 4-yard reception for the Admirals. So, as a team, Admirals had 119 yards on the ground on 27 carries. They had 163 yards through the air on 21 receptions for a total offense tonight of 282 yards. They had 15 first downs in the ballgame. They had 4 penalties for 35 yards. So looking at the team side by side, rushing yards, Oak Ridge with 228, Farragut 119. Passing yards, Oak Ridge with 160, Farragut 163. Total offense, Oak Ridge with 388 yards of total offense, Farragut 282. So Oak Ridge had 106 yards, total offensive yards more than did the Admirals. First downs, Oak Ridge had 11, Farragut 15. Penalties, Oak Ridge 3 for 25, Farragut 4 for 35. Time of possession, Oak Ridge had the ball 22 minutes and 3 seconds. Farragut 25 minutes and 57 seconds. Again, this is Marquez, where Oak Ridge victorious over the Farragut Admirals tonight by a final score of 35-3. And we'll be back after this 2-minute timeout.
He took a break. And a beautiful night here at Farragut, not because of the rain falling, but because of the scoreboard. The Wildcats win the game 35-3. Clinton got beat by Lenoir City. That's going to drop them below, maybe into 3rd place in the region with one more region game to go. The Wildcats have 2 region games to go, but next week is the Bearden Bulldogs of Blankenship Field, and this finally ends the 5-game road trip for the Wildcats. 5 straight road games. The Wildcats came through pretty well, losing only to McMinn County, but an impressive win tonight over Farragut.
5 straight road games plus a bye week in week 2, so it'll be, 6th, or I guess next week will be the 7th week when Oak Ridge finally gets back to play at Blankenship Field. My goodness, we were swimming in pools and everything the last time that Oak Ridge played there. But like you said, we talked about it up here on the air and off the air with some of the camera crew. Oak Ridge, really start to finish, there's not much that they didn't do well tonight. This is, I think, pretty easily, you would agree, David, it's probably the best Oak Ridge has looked all year, especially given the opponent. It's not one of Farragut's best teams they've ever had, certainly, but anytime you're over here, you can see on the field they've got some big guys, they've got some talent, they've got some guys on the edge as well with some speed that showed flashes, and they weren't able to put stuff together tonight, but ultimately you got to give Coach Hawkins and this defense some credit for helping that to be the case, is that Oak Ridge had a big part of that and a big play and a big say in that. And certainly Oak Ridge, David, as we wrap things up here, 6-1 feels really, really good with a chance not only play at home, but play at home in front of a huge crowd, because that's a big game, and there will be a lot of eyes outside of Anderson County all throughout East Tennessee on that game, because Bearden's one of the more talented teams around.
Yeah, Bearden's really good. We hope you have a great crowd. We've had great crowds on the road as well. Despite the weather, we had a big crowd here tonight as well. Well, that's about does it here. We appreciate John Ulrich for doing our camera work up top. Down below, we had Chase Ryan, Ben George, Alex Baraxa, and Caleb Riker. I failed to mention Brian Bennett's been back in the studios the entire time. Mike Sheehan was up here. Alex Myers as well. Once again, our next broadcast of Oak Ridge High School football will be coming up this Friday as the Wildcats take on the Bearden Bulldogs at Blankenship Field. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll have it on the radio. We'll have it on the internet. We'll stream it as well. For all the people I mentioned before, once again, a reminder of the final score. The Wildcats beat Farragut tonight 35-3. Until next week, this is David Clary saying so long, everybody.